here in the old WV in the Kanawha Valley. Just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. I popped my head out here at our broadcast facility, 1111 Virginia Street East, to check out the temperature. I don't know, Matt. It's somewhere between 62 and 63 degrees.
I went on a walk last hour.
Did you?
Beautiful.
Yeah,
out
it's just
there.
a gorgeous, gorgeous day. Are you enjoying this day outside, Ryan?
Well, I haven't been outside for the past 4 hours.
Well,
so
you haven't been outside?
No.
I haven't been outside. It is gorgeous. It is absolutely gorgeous. Here we go with another week. How'd you guys handle Easter weekend? How'd you do?
It went good.
Okay. We had a lot of conversation about Easter egg hunts on Friday.
I didn't eat one single chocolate bunny.
You didn't?
No.
How about a little ham? Had
No.
A little ham or
No.
lamb is also a traditional Easter meal. Did you have any lamb?
I think my traditional meal was sheets. I did go on a nice hike, though.
Sheets.
I went on a nice hike, though, at Kanawha State Forest. So, yeah.
Nice.
But no, yeah. Sheets was my Easter dinner.
What about you, Ryan? Any special Easter happenings around your house?
I bought a new computer.
You did? Well, there you go.
It's not here yet.
Oh, okay. Now, did you buy it on the interweb?
Yes.
Okay. So is it from Best Buy?
Yes.
Well, you need the Geek Squad to come to your house and fix it up? Or?
I can set it up on my own.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, that wasn't an attack.
Yeah.
Did either one of you guys watch the Ten Commandments as we discussed on Friday?
No.
You didn't watch any of the Ten Commandments?
No. Did you?
I watched. I'm in and out on it. It's just so long. You can just. I said to Linda that sometimes I underestimate how the beginning of the movie is so entertaining. But to see the beginning of the movie, you got to start watching it at 7:00. Then it just runs all night long. But I did enjoy it.
You didn't just watch the first part and then watch the ending?
That's another dig. I see what you did there.
If they started maybe at like 5 in the evening, that could be helpful.
Yeah. When Moses goes to the mountain and he sees the burning bush and he comes back and he has a different haircut, so many questions. Many questions. I have so many questions about that, but I can see where that would. It aged him and groomed him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe he stopped off at the barber on the way down the hill,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Who knows? But anyway, I do enjoy the Ten Commandments. So I got a little bit of that. Man, we have so much stuff to talk about today. There is so much stuff going on. In addition to the sports stuff we have to talk about today, Ron, I have special topics for you.
Okay.
Special topics for you because we need them. We need them. So
Desperately.
Well, one of the things I was going to ask you about, what is your take on the box office business of the Super Mario Galaxy movie? I mean, this thing did boffo business at the box office. BOFFO. It's an entertainment business term. It means a lot of business at the box office. Boffo, $130 million this weekend, $190 million across 5 days. Largest domestic debut, surpassing Project Hail Mary's $80.5 million, but slightly short of the 2023 predecessor, the Super Mario Brothers movie, which did $146 million over the weekend and $104 million in 5 days. So does that surprise you?
No.
Yeah.
Same thing happened with, like you said, the first Mario movie and the Minecraft movie. So these are films that are targeted primarily for kids. So if you're a parent and you want to keep your kid contained for like a few hours, then just go to the Mario movie with them. And it's that simple.
All right, let me ask you, would either one, Matt, I'll go with you first. Would you take a first date to the Super Mario Galaxy movie? Would you take a first date as a grown man to the Super Mario Galaxy movie?
If I knew that she was a gamer of sorts, I would consider it. I would consider it.
And that would probably, with all the people, the young people in the theater enjoying themselves, it would probably set a happy mood. Right?
Yeah, well, and you don't want to go on a first date and go and see a really heavy, dark, you want something light, good-natured, keep the vibe going, you know.
And what if you said to your date, I'll meet you there.
Oh.
I'll meet you. I'll meet you at the theater, and we'll see Super Mario Galaxy movie together.
The movie isn't the problem in that scenario. It's the faux pas of not picking her up.
Ryan, what are your thoughts? Would you take a date to the Super Mario Galaxy movie?
Only
if it was a first date?
Only if they suggested it. But do you want like my super turbo bad take?
Yeah, if it's entertaining, yeah, absolutely want it.
My super turbo bad take would be, I would suggest it, then I would get there separately from her, then I would admonish her for being late, and then I would ask her if she's paying for the popcorn.
Whoa, yeah, that is a really bad take.
Whoa.
Ryan, you were here last week. I don't know. Were you? You may not have been here.
I was here.
No,
yes.
you were here for the show, but you weren't here for the specific segment because you have to take off and do the traffic, which begins at what time's the traffic report start?
4 p.m.
4 p.m.
But we didn't have traffic last Friday because it was Good Friday.
No, it was
he
Good
just went
Friday.
home and said, heck with you guys.
Home.
Hey, I found out something. You mentioned Good Friday. I didn't realize this. Did you know that there were some Chick-fil-A's that were not open on Good Friday?
Whoa.
That was a.
I can see that.
I can see it too.
Yeah.
But I didn't even think about it. Because I was at my local Chick-fil-A actually for a little while on Saturday, but I didn't ask if they were open on Friday. But I think some.
You were just in the drive-thru going like, why isn't anyone taking my order yet?
Yeah, that drive-thru is pretty crazy actually. Yeah. And it was really, really efficient. But there were actually a handful of Chick-fil-A's that were not open on Good Friday.
Yeah,
on Good Friday. But we did a segment with Chef Paul, and he'll be here in about 45 minutes, a couple of weeks ago, about restaurants that use microwaves and how the restaurants that use microwaves sometimes like to pretend that they don't do that they keep the microwave out of the line of sight from the customer.
Is this going where I think it's going?
No, but I guarantee it's not. I guarantee you it's not. But one of the places that actually uses microwaves, and we're going to talk about this at 4 o'clock, more than you would believe, is Applebee's.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
There's only a handful of Applebee's things that microwaves are not used.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I thought you were going to accuse one of my dad's restaurants of doing that.
No,
and I was like,
wasn't going to
Dave
say
Weekly, you are on a thin ice.
I do have to admit something here.
Okay.
I went out with one of my friends on Saturday night, which I guess was kind of my Easter meal,
Right.
to Applebee's.
Applebee's is good.
It was. It's
Yeah,
always
Applebee's
a
is
great
good.
plan C for me.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Fine.
No,
It
it's
is.
not.
It's
No, they
okay.
should have a sign outside. Applebee's, we're open.
Yeah.
Right?
And they were, and
Yeah,
there
they're
were tons
open.
of us there. It was popping.
We have beer here. It's cold.
It is cold.
We have a television. There's a bar.
Yeah.
Applebee's, we're open.
Yep. It was fine.
Okay, but I want to take advantage of, when Coop's here, and Coop and I have the crosstalk segment, and Ryan, when he's not here, it's just like two old guys talking, just two old guys who've been married for a long, long time.
Hey, you said it.
So I like to take advantage of, I got two young eligible bachelors here. So that's the reason I brought up Applebee's. So if you're on your phone and you're text messaging with a woman and you say, I'll meet you at Applebee's right after work.
I would never say that.
But
I have too much self-respect.
Well, let's just say in the Earth 2 version of Ryan, you would.
Oh.
So you're texting this woman and you say, that sounds interesting. Let's talk more about this. I'll meet you at Applebee's after work. Say, I'll meet you at 6 o'clock. If you go there with your own car and she goes there with her own car, is that a date? Is that officially a date?
Well, the problem is you said this is a bizarro version of Ryan.
Earth 2.
That means it's a Ryan that is unemployed, who loves sports, hates video games, and probably doesn't own a car.
What if you went to go see the Mario movie afterward?
Oh,
though?
there you go. Well, what do you think? If you text a woman and you say, I'm going to meet you at Applebee's after work, and she's got her own car, and you've got your own car, and you go there and you buy her dinner, is that a date?
Is it the first time we've done this?
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
okay. To me, first time, no. If this is like we've been dating for a while, yeah, probably.
If you've been dating for a while and then you don't buy her dinner, then that's not good.
Well,
That's not good.
now
There are
women out there. There are women out there that are like, no, let's split this down the middle. I am a strong, independent woman.
Right.
I don't need you to pay for me. And I respect that. I try to, work around that and sneak in. Well, let me get this whenever you go, whatever the next thing is. Let me buy your ice cream afterward.
All right. So I just want to go back. I want to make sure I've got this on the record that you go to Applebee's after work on your car and she's got her car and you meet there and you buy her dinner. That is technically a date.
A dinner date, yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Ryan, would you agree with that or not? And this is Ryan on Earth, not the Earth 2 version of Ryan.
I guess if we're going like strict vocabulary definition, yes, it's a date, but it's not a good one.
It's not a good one. It's not a good one. Well, why would you say that?
Because they're going to Applebee's, Dave. Keep up.
That's why. I guess that is sort of a point.
Tough crowd.
Couple of other things I did want to mention to you guys I thought were pretty interesting. So I was reading this weekend. There's a girl who's 4 years old. She lives in California, and she's reading at a 12th grade level. 4 years old. Okay?
Isn't Essie doing that?
That's Coop's daughter.
Yeah.
She's very smart, but I don't think she's reading at a 12th grade level. And actually, she's a little older. This child is 4 years old. She is reading at the level of a high school senior. She's been accepted into Mensa. Her parents... One of them is a robotics programmer, and the mother is a special ed administrator. She mastered the alphabet before she turned 2 years old. So what do you think about when you hear a story like that?
Well,
what comes to your mind when you hear about like a super smart person at a super early age?
As someone who has experience in education, public education, there's a couple things. One, I think sometimes it's just the nature of the beast. If you have a really smart parent, a lot of times you can have a really smart child. The other thing is when you've got those really smart parents, they generally have more skills to teach the child just way faster and better than what a lot of us are, sadly. I mean, it's just a reality.
It's crazy, though, that she reads at a high school senior level while studying math.
That might be like a genius, predisposed to be a genius type thing.
Yeah, savant.
Yeah, that may be true. But in other areas, she's got the emotional level of a 4-year-old. Okay,
probably because she's 4.
Because she's 4 years old. Okay, because she's 4 years old. Her future aspirations differ. Okay, she wants to be a swimsuit model.
Oh.
Okay, she's 4 years old and she wants to be a swimsuit model. So that seems kind of normal, right? Kind of normal?
She's been following Eileen Gu.
I mean, like, plenty of people who are born with, like, this savant level of, like, knowledge go on to just do normal things because maybe they're not the most ambitious.
I got one more kid I wanted to tell you about. Michael Haskell. He's 17 years old. Mm-hmm. He earns $7,000 a month buying abandoned storage units and selling the contents on eBay.
There was a show about that.
I know. There's a whole bunch of shows, but this one is pretty interesting where this New Jersey high school senior bought a unit in Brooklyn for $450 that belonged to an art dealer from the 1980s. And it had a couple of really valuable works in it that sold for nearly $50,000. He invested those profits into an S&P 500 stock portfolio and now he's developed a chat GPT program that cross-references unit owner names with news articles to identify potentially valuable memorabilia. Jeez. I love this story.
You had me at stock portfolio, says Dave Weekly.
That's right. That is probably true. But, I mean, that's another story about, you say, kids are stupid. They're terrible. Get off your phones, blah, blah, blah. Here's a student in New Jersey who's just really got the game figured out.
Yeah.
got the game figured out.
But you also got to ask yourself, like, man, how's school treating these kids?
I know. That is true.
Because kids can be cruel, Dave.
I know. He also uses Google Lens AI to assess item values from the photos. So you see like a photo of what is in the storage unit. Sometimes you don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't. But I just love that story. That's another story of somebody who's really young that's got the game figured out. Couple of things. Let's see. Sports stuff today. Oh, we had Alex Thomas on the show with us. What was that? Friday, right?
Yes.
Let me get Jeff Jenkins in here. Jeff, did you see the story where North Carolina has hired Michael Malone as their new basketball coach, the former coach of the Nuggets?
I did see that.
What's your take on that?
Is that the connection with who was a longtime Nuggets coach who was the North Carolina, he came from North Carolina?
Larry Brown.
Yeah, but wasn't there another?
Doug Moe.
Doug Moe.
Yeah.
He's a North Carolina guy,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now Malone's daughter plays soccer at UNC, but I just kind of felt like this was really kind of a shocker because he wasn't even on the list of candidates that you could bet on. Billy Donovan was the main vote getter on that, but no. So Malone, do you think this is going to be a trend where we're going to see more ex-NBA guys get into college basketball because the recruiting process now is just so much more transactional?
Well, because you got so they have a GM, I'm sure, right?
Yeah.
Whatever they're calling that these days. Yeah, I would not be surprised.
So that's the big story that's breaking this afternoon in college basketball, outside of the fact the national championship game is tonight. Speaking of that, here's the question of the day, and it's sponsored by Salango Law. Question of the day, who wins the national championship tonight, Michigan or UConn? And secondarily, after winning the college basketball crown tournament this weekend, would WVU have advanced very far in the NCAA tournament? Who wins the national title tonight, Michigan or Connecticut? Secondarily, after winning the crown tournament in Vegas this weekend, would WVU have advanced very far this year if they had been in the NCAA tournament? To respond, text those in 304-TALK 304, 304-8255 304. Tweet me, Ahmed Weekly, one word, 3 E's, WEEKLUI. Jeff, the Reds are dead last in runs produced in Major League Baseball, and it doesn't matter because their pitching has been so tremendous, as it was yesterday.
Yeah, 6-3. They need to start scoring some runs, but yeah, you'll take the sweep over Texas, right?
Absolutely. And so the Reds are in Miami for the first of 4 with the Marlins beginning tonight. We'll talk about the Pirates in a bit. What do you got in the news? What's going on?
All right, at WVMetroNews.com, Dave, we've got several stories there, including this yesterday, and there were some ceremonies today, marked the 16th anniversary of the UBB tragedy. We have a story with an incident commander. He was the commander at the incidents at the scene. And so we've got that angle at WVMetroNews.com. Also, the only entrance into the hospital in Webster Springs was blocked by a rock slide, big rock slide over the weekend. They do have one lane open. They're going to try to get the second lane open by tomorrow. There's just a huge boulder that's still there. They got to blast apart. So that story at the website. And a couple other stories, too, having to do with bills that were either signed or vetoed by the governor. We got a little bit more reaction on a couple of those key bills.
Man, it was cold last night when I put my garbage out, and we got places around West Virginia that have freeze warnings tonight, right?
Freeze warning tonight for the whole western half of the state. Got that story posted, too.
Jeff, thank you.
Okay.
Jeff Jenkins. We'll take a quick break. We're coming back with more in just a moment. Stay tuned.
Discover the WVR.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
Stay connected to what's happening today in West Virginia.
What about this and what about that? And it just went back and forth. And I was just the guy reading the text. Okay, so what's your take on the whole thing?
Well, now you just get me fired up. Now you just
so I'm gonna turn on. I'm gonna run down to Wendy's and grab a burger, and I'll be back.
Join Dave Allen weekdays for midday on Metro News Television.
We're Panhandle Cleaning leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia. The High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. Take your pick from our massive selection. Now up to $5,500 off select new Acadias and 3.9% for 60 months. The great deals continue with our large selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
There's often an assumption that my nasal congestion, my sneezing, my runny nose, these are just things that I have to live with. A lot of times patients will tell me, I've tried every allergy medication, every nasal spray, I've done it all, doc. And then I'll frequently say, what about this? You need to come to the WVU Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center. If those things haven't worked, there are new options, new treatments. There's probably something we can do to help. You don't just have to live with those symptoms.
All right, we'll take a break here at the bottom of the hour for local news because that's kind of what we do here now. This is Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Virginia Metro News, I'm Jeff Jenkins. Lewis County State lawmaker Adam Burkhammer says he'll take the wins and keep working on the losses when it comes to how the foster care issue fared in the legislative session. Governor Patrick Morrisey signed a few bills and vetoed a few others. Delegate Burkhammer goes over a few of those victories.
We were able to get the kinship subsidy amount equal to that of foster parents is another bill we had. Got that across the line. That's going to be a big help for our kinship families. We've got our voucher program for our foster families got across the line. That's a big win for foster families.
Meanwhile, Morrisey vetoed a Burkhammer-sponsored bill that would have extended services to older unadopted foster kids aging out of the system until they turn 21. There's a new law in the books in West Virginia having to do with emergency scenes. Morrisey signed a bill last week that will keep onlookers back at least 30 feet. Montague County Senator Mike Oliverio says, unfortunately, people get in the way.
Oftentimes they show up at the scene and people want to film what's going on with their cell phones and oftentimes get too close and they interfere with our first responders being able to do their job, whether it's law enforcement, firefighters, EMS.
The new law goes into effect June 12th. State police say a man and woman from Parkersburg face charges in connection with a theft ring in Calhoun County. 36-year-old Caleb Hart and 34-year-old Julie Spry were arrested late last week after troopers found stolen property totaling about $100,000. Read more at our website. You're listening to Metro News for 40 years, the voice of West Virginia.
If you have a child who's a junior in high school in West Virginia or know someone that does, please listen up. Here's your opportunity to win a full scholarship from West Virginia Wesleyan College that includes room, board, tuition, and fees. The 19th Annual West Virginia Scholar Program is presented by ZMM Architects and Engineers and the West Virginia Farm Bureau. The deadline is May 3rd. For details, go to WVMetroNews.com to apply. That's WVMetroNews.com. Remember, application deadline is May 3rd.
Looking to advance your career without putting life on hold? Earn your MBA from Glenville State University in as little as 18 months. Choose from in-demand concentrations like artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, and healthcare administration. Whether you're leading teams, analyzing data, or protecting digital systems, our programs are designed for working professionals who want flexibility and results. Take the next step with an MBA from Glenville State University. Learn more and apply today at glenville.edu.
The WVU basketball team's in the air on its way home from Las Vegas after winning the Crown Tournament Sunday. Mountaineer players are sharing $300,000 for that tournament victory. Guard Honor Huff won the MVP award and received a necklace worth several $1,000s. May need to cover those tender outdoor plants tonight. The National Weather Service has issued a freeze warning for the western half of the state. Some lows could dip to the upper 20s. From the Metro News Anchor Desk, I'm Jeff Jenkins.
Listen, I'm a West Virginian through and through. Grew up in Bridgeport, 35 years in the Charleston area. Rooted for the Mountaineers since, well, let's not talk ages. You won't find a bigger fan of our teams, but they get called out when they deserve it. MetroNews Hotline is the same for everything. Movies, music, local happenings, my inside knowledge, and occasional rants. Meet Coop's sharp humor, guaranteed to spark good talk radio. Think you can keep up? We're your afternoon anecdote to the ordinary on weekdays 3 to 6 on MetroNews, the voice of West Virginia. All right, welcome back to the show. 26 minutes till the hour. A little bit later on in this hour, we'll have the good, the bad, and the ugly. Man, how you doing on that third topic? You still got some work to do?
I've got it.
Oh, you've got it.
I've got her.
All right. Good deal. So we'll do the good, the bad, and the ugly. By the way, you're wondering, where's Coop? Coop will be back on Wednesday. Coop will be back. Is that's when his suspension ends, right?
Yeah. Well, they're going to the moon, and so we put him on special assignment.
Oh man, have you been watching any of that stuff?
Yeah, I have.
That stuff today. I mean,
I didn't see what happened today.
Well, they just have that static shot. Well, it's not static because obviously the thing is going like 25,000 miles an hour, right?
Yeah.
So static. Where you see the edge of the spacecraft and then you see up in the right corner the moon.
Yeah.
And then just like everything is just black out there.
I did see today where they said that the moon now appears larger to them than Earth does, which is just
crazy.
A really cool perspective when you think about it.
Yeah, so that's really, really interesting. So that is going on. Sports stuff. There is a ton of stuff happening today. So I mentioned that North Carolina is going to hire Malone as their new basketball coach. Michael Malone, the former coach of the Nuggets, who won a world championship in the NBA. I may have said in the crosstalk that his daughter played sports. I may have had the wrong sport. His daughter, Bridget, plays volleyball. She is at North Carolina. Angel Reese got traded today. Did you see that?
I saw that, yeah.
So Angel Reese, one of the biggest stars of the WNBA. I think her time in Chicago was kind of running out last year when she was saying stuff like, we need better players. I need better teammates. I'm paraphrasing here, and she was talking about we can't win with this point guard. I'm like, that kind of stuff. It's funny. There are different rules. And this is not wrong, but this is just the way it is, for comments from female athletes as opposed to male athletes, right? I mean, a guy can say a lot of stuff, run a lot of smack. But when a female athlete does that, we have a tendency to maybe take it in a different way. But they're competitive as well. They're super, super competitive.
She's gotten a bit of a reputation for being a bad girl. But, I think just because women's sports is catching up to men's, I think there's just kind of this expectation that women shouldn't knock each other down, that they should try to uplift themselves and the sport as a whole, which I get.
Yeah. So this is a situation where Angel Reese gets traded to Atlanta. And, of course, Renee Montgomery is a partial owner of that franchise in Atlanta. So there's your local tie for that. Juan Soto got placed on the IL today. Uh-oh. So that's kind of bad news. If you're a Mets fan, he's expected to be out 2 to 3 weeks. You see where Mookie Betts is on the IL, too.
Yeah.
Mookie Betts might be out for a month to 6 weeks. Let's see. The UCLA, we're going to talk more about this in the Sound of Sports, which is starting up in a matter of seconds. But UCLA won the women's national championship yesterday in Phoenix, and so the final AP women's poll is out. So obviously UCLA's number one. West Virginia finishes 18th. So
Not bad.
they dropped 7 spots after they were upset in the second round of the NCAA tournament when they played in Morgantown. If they had won that game and gone into the Sweet 16, they had a legitimate chance to finish in the top 10, but slipped back to number 18 in the final poll. Still a great year. WVU and Marshall baseball supposed to play tomorrow in Morgantown, 6:30 start, but the weather has impacted that, and now that game is going to be played on Wednesday. So don't show up at the ballpark tomorrow. Go on Wednesday. Pirates, what a weekend. What a weekend. Swept the O's. The Connor Griffin thing on Friday. Just a fantastic weekend for the Pirates. Pirates homestand continues tonight. They take on the Padres. The national championship game for men's basketball is tonight in Indianapolis, and right now UConn continues to be a slight underdog. But, man, Dan Hurley. If Dan Hurley wins and wins his third national championship in the last 4 years, do you have to consider him one of the greatest coaches ever? Because you are getting into some really rarefied air when you win 3 national titles. And I guess secondarily the question might be, is it easier to win a national championship now than it was in the past when you can buy players? Or is it more difficult? Or is it more difficult?
I think it's got to be more difficult.
You got to start from scratch virtually every year, right?
Every year. Every single year.
Yeah, but if you start with a big bankroll, that really helps, right?
Absolutely.
And so we'll see what happens. I was really surprised that – I wasn't really surprised that Michigan beat Arizona, but I was surprised at the how badly they beat them.
Yeah.
They beat them down. Let me get a couple of responses to our question of the day. Question of the day has to do with the national championship game tonight in college basketball. I'm sorry to see the season come to an end, but, it's got to end at some point. College basketball season ends tonight with a national championship game. Question of the day, and it's sponsored by Salango Law. Who wins tonight? Who wins, Michigan or UConn? Secondarily, after winning the Crown Tournament in Vegas, would WVU advance very far in the NCAA Tournament? We got some interesting takes on that. You can jump in there. The text line, 304-TALK, 304-304-8255-304. I'm on Exit Weekly, WEEKLEY. Let's see, pretty interesting take here, 304-646. Hey, Dave, I think the Crown champ and the NIT champ, which was Auburn, by the way, should play each other to determine who would play the NCAA champ in a true national championship. And yes, if the Mountaineers had played like that all season long, they would have been playing ball tonight. All right, let's go ahead and get into the Sound of Sports. All right, Sound of Sports here. And we got a lot of good clips today. Let's start with college basketball. WVU's Honor Huff scored a career-high 38 and leading the Mountaineers to an 89-82 overtime win over Oklahoma in the title game of the second-ever college basketball crown in Las Vegas. Huff was on fire from beyond the arc. 8 of 15 threes, including some critical buckets in the OT.
Pick and roll. Down the lane. Double pump. Rejected. Laurier got it. Baseline. Huff.
Honor Huff. I tell you, Gus Johnson was on his game yesterday for Fox. He had a great call. The WVU players will share $300,000 in NIL money for winning this tournament. Here's WVU's coach Ross Hodge after the game on yet another WVU comeback in this tourney and Huff's electric performance.
Honor obviously got us off to an incredible start with his shot making. And we knew they were going to answer because they have so much talent on the offensive end of the floor. And, we didn't defend great, but I think they had a lot to do with this. They put us in space, put us in tough positions. And then like this group can do and has shown an ability to do all year long, when it looked like we were just about done for, their competitive spirit and their togetherness and their love for each other kicks in and made big plays, started getting stops.
So here's Honor Huff post-game on having the green light to keep shooting the ball.
It's not even me. It's these guys right here, coach and the players. Like, they always come to me like, keep shooting. B-Lo is the king of saying that. Look, score. Think to score. Keep shooting. Like, shoot it. Like even if someone's hand is in my face, he be like, shoot it, I'm going to go get it. So it's really just these guys right here give me the confidence to next shot mentality that the next one's going to go in. And coach always tells me, keep shooting and bang it. He always tells me that on the sideline in my ear. So, it's just they have the utmost confidence in me, and I always had since the first game of the season. So when you have people behind you like that galvanize around you, I mean, I can do no wrong in terms of that, like shot making and missing shots. Like that's just, we worry about other things, other intangibles to win games.
Oklahoma's Porter Moser said they did all they could to defend Huff and keep him off the free throw line.
Some of the shots they hit, you just got to tip your hat to Hunter Huff. I mean, he made some incredible shots. He talked about what could we do. Our ball screen defense needed to be better. And you can't take a swimmer's breath on him. He'll get separation. He doesn't need much separation. He's hitting step backs. He's flying off threes. 38. And he got to the foul line. He got to the foul line 12 times. Nigel and X together got their 4.
Huff was a perfect 12 of 12 at the Stripe in the Crown Tourney title game on Sunday. From the NHL, the Penguins, man, they're on the verge of making the playoffs. Ricard Raquel scored twice. Sidney Crosby had a goal and 2 assists as the Penguins beat the Panthers in Pittsburgh on Sunday, 5-2.
Loose puck, Malkin takes it. He's got Novak with him. Malkin and Novak chipped it up over the net. In front of chance, score! Ricky Raquel, everything he touches goes to the back of the net. His second of the game, 4-1.
All right, so the Penguins go on and get the win 5-2 over the Florida Panthers. 2 wins over the Panthers in back-to-back games this weekend. And you can almost turn out the lights on the Caps. They were losers to the Rangers, who have already been eliminated from the playoffs, 8-1 on Sunday.
I mean, that would have been the easiest guess of all. But man, could those guys agitate?
And credit to our terrific research department working hard in a 7-1 game. Cooley, hat-trick, and he scores! Will Cooley, his first career hat-trick. And an 8-1 lead for New York.
And that would be your final score. Caps lose to the Rangers at MSG, 8-1 the final. Baseball now, Sunday in Morgantown. WVU lost the rubber game of his 3-game set with UCF, 5-1 to the Knights. It was a 1-run game until the 6th when UCF scored 4 unearned runs to blow it open. The Knights come up with some key hits with 2 outs.
Bases loaded, 3-0 UCF. Line drive, base hit to right. Smith scores 4-0. Skinner around third off the line. 5-0 UCF on the play. Moran ends up at third. Hankerson, the pinch hit. 2-run single to right.
UCF moves into sole possession of first place in the Big 12. WVU drops to 21-7, 8-4 in league play. Here's Steve Sabins on Sunday's loss.
Our offense, I think, actually got going maybe the most it had all weekend. We just on the barrel a ton today. So first time saying that all season where felt like things didn't really go our way, but we were offensive. We were on the barrel, hitting the ball hard. My guess is we probably had double the barrels of UCF today, but it didn't go our way.
All right, WVU will host Marshall. That game's been moved to Wednesday night at 6:30 in Morgantown. The Herd will be coming off a series in which they took 2 of 3 from Appalachian State and Boone. From the majors, what a weekend for the Bucks. The Pirates' Ryan O'Hearn homered and matched a career high with 4 RBI as the Pirates beat Baltimore 8-2 to sweep that 3-game set from the O's and extend their winning streak to 5 straight. O'Hearn got the Bucks rolling with a 2-run shot to right center in the first inning.
And Ryan O'Hearn, who has fared very well against Bassett through the years, he's coming up 8 out of 15 with a home run. Here's the pitch. Swing, fly ball, deep center. Tavares to the warning track, and there it goes! 2-run home run for Ryan O'Hearn. Pirates up 2-0 in the first.
Get them cones up.
He got a nice belt-high 3-0 fastball, just try to get a strike. He said, no, I got the green light.
All right, O'Hearn got the Bucks rolling with that big hit. He added a 2-run double in the second inning. Here's O'Hearn on the Bucks' quick start on Sunday.
Feels good. Feels good to put points on the board there early in the game. Sweeps in this league are really hard, and I think if you can go out there and kind of give them a gut punch early on and go up early, it makes it a lot easier. So really happy with putting some runs on the board early in the game.
All right, the Pirates begin a 3-game home set tonight at PNC against the Padres. Rookie right-hander Bubba Chandler takes the mound. The Reds are playing well, too. In Arlington, Ellie De La Cruz singled home the winning run in the 8th to break a 1-all tie for a 2-1 Reds win to complete a 3-game road sweep. Red starter Chase Burns was sharp, allowed just 1 run on 5 hits in 6+ innings.
With a steal, and the Rangers have that tying run and scoring position.
Payoff. Struck him out.
And Burns fired up, pumping his fist as he heads off the mound to the Reds dugout. 6 scoreless innings in the book for Chase Burns.
Burns had 9 strikeouts on Sunday. The Reds take on the Marlins in Miami tonight. We'll take a break. It'll be the good, the bad, and the ugly from the weekend when we come back.
Hi, I'm Matt Bainbridge. I'm a principal with CEC and the survey practice lead in West Virginia. My journey with CEC started as a staff consultant in 2014. From surveys to well pad design, CEC has nurtured my growth. In 2015, they empowered me to build a remote sensing group, providing the resources to get the job done. The best part is with CEC's support, my career and retirement plans are secure. At CEC, we engineer progress in the great state of West Virginia.
Find out what CEC can do for you. Visit cecinc.com.
MetroNews Hotline, brought to you by Salango Law, will return right after these messages.
There's often an assumption that my nasal congestion, my sneezing, my runny nose, these are just things that I have to live with. A lot of times patients will tell me, I've tried every allergy medication, every nasal spray, I've done it all, doc. And then I'll frequently say, what about this? You need to come to the WVU Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center. If those things haven't worked, there are new options, new treatments. There's probably something we can do to help. You don't just have to live with those symptoms.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off, or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
You want to know what West Virginia is talking about?
It's good to be back in Morgantown today.
Now it's different.
I think it's mostly just business.
What I voted for and what I think makes the most sense.
Well, Dave, this has been a bit of a controversy.
I want to thank the caller last week that said I sounded like Hoppy Kercheval. That was flattering.
Join Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows Monday through Friday for Talkline on MetroNews Television.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
Stay connected to what's happening today in West Virginia.
What about this and what about that? And it just went back and forth. And I was just the guy reading the text. Okay, so what's your take on the whole thing?
Well, now you just get me fired up. Now you just
so I'm gonna turn on. I'm gonna run down to Wendy's and grab a burger, and I'll be back.
Join Dave Allen weekdays for midday on MetroNews Television.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
All right, welcome back to the show. Time to start the week with a segment that puts the spotlight on the best and the worst of the weekend. Puts things into perspective. We stole the title from one of our favorite movies, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. I've got my list. Matt Guitar Murphy has his. We have not seen each other's list, so let's begin. Matt, what is your good?
All right, so we're going to go down to Huntington. The Marshall women's basketball team won the WNIT on Saturday. They beat Illinois State 66-41, and my favorite stat here, they are the only team, women's basketball, in the Sun Belt to end on a win streak, a 5-game win streak. They end the year at 28-9.
And what about the crowd?
Yeah.
What about the crowd?
Sold out Cam Henderson Center.
Sold it out, 5,500, so that's great. Yeah, man, there's only a handful of teams that end the year with a win, and Marshall's women in the WNIT. Man, my thing's got to be about Joe Adell's 3-home-run robbery for the L.A. Angels this weekend against the Mariners. There have been over 70,000 Major League games played in the wild card era back to 1995. Saturday night's Angels-Mariners game was the only one of those to feature 3 home-run robberies in the same game, and Joe Adell of the Angels had all 3. That's my good. What's your bad?
All right, we're going to go to Houston. The Astros lost 2 games in the series this weekend against the who I'm dubbing the homeless Athletics, eventually Las Vegas, we think. They gave up 23 runs, which is even worse when you consider the Saturday game. They actually got a shutout with the win. So the Astros still number 1 in the AL West. They're 6-4. The A's are number 5 in the AL West at 3-6.
All right, my bad is the news that Luka Doncic of the Lakers is going to Europe to get aggressive treatment on his injured hamstring in an effort to speed up his recovery. He's already out for the rest of the regular season for the Lakers. That does not sound good.
No.
That does not sound good for Luka having to go all the way to Europe for treatment. What's your ugly?
All right, staying with the NBA, it's the Blowout Friday this past April 3rd. 5 of the 9 games that were played were decided by over 30 points. A lot of that was fueled by the widespread tanking that everyone is complaining about, and they wonder why ratings have dropped over 50% in the NBA.
So my ugly is the other side of the pillow from UCLA's win in the women's national championship game yesterday. South Carolina, they've been to 4 of the last 5 national title games. They've won twice, but now they've been beaten in back-to-back final games by 20 or more points. And the drop down after beating UConn is real. So they beat Connecticut in the semifinals. Teams that have beaten the Huskies in the NCAA tournament are 1-10 in their next game. How about that? By the way, I know Beverly from South Charleston. She's out there saying, Dave, are you going to talk about Cooper Flagg as the good? Yeah, I'm going to mention that. Cooper Flagg surpassed 40 points for the second consecutive game last night in the Mavs win over the Lakers. He had 45 on the heels of his 51-point game in a loss to the Magic on Friday. He's the first rookie to put back-to-back 40-point games up since Allen Iverson did it in 1997. His 96 combined points in 2 games are the most by a rookie since Wilt Chamberlain in 1960.
Wow.
All right. So there you go, Beverly. There's your Cooper Flagg update.
That's awesome.
All right. Good, bad, and the ugly. We do it every Monday at this time. A quick break, and we're back to wrap the hour in a moment.
MetroNews Hotline, presented by Salango Law, will return right after these messages.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
The conversation starts long before the game.
He doesn't do this to other guests, but every time I'm on here, he creates distractions.
Disrespectful.
With his phone. I mean,
I have to have the phone on in case Pete Thamel breaks another story.
Oh, yeah.
Join Tony Carini, Brad Howe, and Hoppy Kercheval for 3 Guys Before the Game Metro News Television, available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at wvmetronews.com.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. Take your pick from our massive selection. Now up to $5,500 off select new Acadias and 3.9% for 60 months. The great deals continue with our large selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
There's often an assumption that my nasal congestion, my sneezing, my runny nose, these are just things that I have to live with. A lot of times patients will tell me, I've tried every allergy medication, every nasal spray, I've done it all, doc. And then I'll frequently say, what about this? You need to come to the WVU Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center. If those things haven't worked, there are new options, new treatments. There's probably something we can do to help. You don't just have to live with those symptoms.
All right, that's it for the first hour. We'll take a quick break here for news and then pop right back. What happened on Wall Street today? Resetting our question of the day about college basketball, WVU, and the national championship game tonight. And Chef Paul Smith will be here to talk about food, food prep, the restaurant business, and the restaurant business here in West Virginia. This is Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Hoppy Kercheval, 5:55 a.m. How early did you get in that day, by the way?
Probably 3:30.
How long did you do sign-on shift?
I signed on like 7 years.
Not all.
6 days a week for 7 years.
Lightweight.
I know. Couldn't do it now. Now when I wake up at 3:30 is to go to the bathroom. And go back to bed.
Welcome to the 2 o'clock hour, Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com on a Wednesday, and I apologize because Stephanie Pauly is our producer, one of the producers of the show, and normally she has everything. We have a thing we call the run sheet, when we have who we're calling and what we're doing and so on. And so, and Stephanie, I don't even know whether you know this, I did the run sheet today, and I put the wrong date on. I put 2025 on it, because how many of us in modern day actually write the date out anymore? I mean, you did it when you were in school, you did it back when people wrote checks and whatever. This may have been the first day that I have written the date down, and I was responsible for putting together the sheet. And my co-host, the lovely and talented AB, starts the show by saying January 24th, 2025, because she read it directly off the sheet, and it is indeed the year of our Lord, 2026.
Oh yeah, he did find something out. Something, you're related to Thomas Jefferson?
Well, no, I'm not related to Thomas Jefferson, but I am related to Samuel Kercheval, who was a historian.
I'm going to tell you something about Samuel Kercheval. Him and Jefferson out smoking corn silk. Kercheval told him, Thomas, I don't know about this country. Might want to start again.
He could.
So I don't have a monitor here, so I really can't see what happens at the beginning of the show. So at what point do I pop up? When the music starts and Mr. Announcer comes on?
Yeah.
So they see all the little panic things that I do that I'm still in the process of setting up?
Yes. They see you shuffle about uncomfortably. They see you blow the dust off your headphones. They see you put in like 2 cough drops at the same time.
Oh, yeah. I don't do 2 at the same time. Okay. All right. I don't know that. I should probably. Now, these shows are archived, right? So I can go back and watch them.
Yes.
So I could like live this show in real time and then go home and, when I say something to Linda like, hey, did you hear when I did this? And I don't watch it. Well, let's get in front of the TV and watch me do it again for 3 straight hours.
Yes, it's archived just like the audio podcast.
Ah, that's right.
And see, this is the thing that gets the NCAA in trouble. Excuse me. When it goes to court here, is there a clock or not? Greg, we talk about the clock all the time. If he began in 2019, the clock should have run out, whether he's played the 4 years or not. And that's part of the argument because some guys go right through the clock, right? TJ Finley, we've mentioned many times on this show. 7th team coming up this year. He's playing for Incarnate Word. He's played 7 seasons at 7 different schools. Now, why hasn't his clock started? Why doesn't he have the 5-year clock? So if you're Aguilar, I get it.
He just bouncing him off the ropes. Somebody save this man. Oh, my Lord. Oh. Very nice. Very nice. He hit him with everything he didn't want.
Yeah. 10 seconds remaining. Going to be a direct snap here.
Snap back. It's Tyler. Tyler fakes the run. He throws. He's got an open man. Pass top 10. 5. End zone. It's a touchdown. Pulled in by Nestor. 3 seconds left.
Are you kidding me with the play call right there by Kevin Whiteman? Again, forget the game-winning field goal. Whiteman says, we're going to try and win this thing right now. The direct snap to Tyler sucked everybody up, and Nestor slips behind. What an unbelievable gutsy play call, and then perfect execution by these Falcons.
Things aren't always going to be great. And sometimes, you can work really, really hard and it's still not great. You're still not successful. But, if you continue to do it, one way or another, things are going to be work out. You're going to be successful. And it may not be in the world's eyes, but, God's made us this way. He's blessed us with so many things. And I think that's one of our attributes that we need to have is we're going to continue to work. We're going to continue to work hard. And if it doesn't work out exactly how we want, just keep plugging away because God's got better plans.
This is MetroNews Hotline, presented by Salango Law. MetroNews Hotline is a 3-hour audio tour.
Navigating the world of sports, news, entertainment, tech, and more.
From a Mountain State point of view, Hotline is a no-politics zone.
You can join the conversation.
Text the show at 304-825-5304.
304-TALK-304.
Here's the host for MetroNews Hotline, Dave Weekley.
All right, welcome back to the show. Hour number 2, How Do You Do? MetroNews Hotline, keeping you company here in West Virginia every weekday afternoon on the MetroNews Radio Network right up until 6 o'clock. Thanks so much for tuning in today, folks. I really do appreciate it. Wherever you're listening to the show today, inside the state or beyond the borders, just trying to get a read on what's going on back home, We hope you're having a good day. We're doing okay here in Charleston. Thanks for asking. Operating out of our flagship 580 WCHS again this afternoon, 1111 Virginia Street East, right downtown. Salute. We got a busy hour for you. We will take a quick peek at what happened in the financial markets today, reset our question of the day. It's Monday at the top of the 4, so you know what that means. Chef Paul Smith will be by to talk about food prep, the restaurant business here in West Virginia. You know what? We burned through a lot of questions last week with Chef Paul, but right now we have 0 in queue. So if you've heard this segment, and it's one of the most popular ones we do all week, and you thought, man, I want to ask that guy a question. I got a question about something I'm making tonight, or something that happened to me when I was in a restaurant last night, or whatever. Now would be a great time to send me a text on that. 304-TALK 304, 304-8255-304. Send those in. We'll get Paul on the air here in just a sec. All right, let's go ahead and start with what happened in the financial markets today. Kind of interesting to see where the market was heading after no trading on Good Friday. So this was the first session in a few days, and the Dow was up almost 0.4%, gaining 165 points today, closing at 46,669. S&P 500 was up nearly 0.5%, tacked on 29 points today, 6611. NASDAQ had a pretty good day, up 0.5%, added 117 points today, closing at 21,996. Among stocks of local interest to West Virginia, there were big percentage gainers or losers today. FMC down 2.3%, lost 41 cents, 17.35 at the close today. Also, Lowe's was up almost 2%, gained $4.30, $235.33 at the close today. Nucor down 1.7%, lost $2.85, $169.61 at the end of today's trading. Energy space, oil today up 0.5%, gained 62 cents. WTI on the NYMEX closed at $112.16. Nat gas unchanged at the moment, still trading, going at $2.80 per unit. Here's our question of the day. Oh, let me give you the Bitcoin today. Bitcoin today, having a day, up 3.5%. Gained a little more than $2,300. A Bitcoin going at $69,677. All right, now we'll get to the question of the day.
Third time's the charm. Sorry there, Weekly.
College basketball season ends tonight with the national championship game. So here's the question of the day, and it is sponsored by Salango Law. Who wins the national title game tonight, Michigan or UConn? And secondarily, after winning the Crown Tournament in Las Vegas this weekend, would WVU advanced very far in the NCAA Tournament this year? Once again, the question, who wins the game tonight, Michigan or UConn? And after winning the Crown Tournament, would WVU advanced very far in the NCAA Tournament? You know the text line, 304-TALK 304, 304-8255-304. You can reach me on X too. I'm there for now at Weekly, WEEKLEY. Couple of good responses to this. Major moves. Dave, my guess would be Michigan would win the title. And as far as the second part, WVU would have gone as far as the team bus would have taken them to the first round game. Oh, that's harsh. Here's Jody. Hey, Dave, I'm definitely not a Dan Hurley fan, but I can't bet against UConn. If the Mountaineers had played the way they did this past weekend, they could have won 1 or 2 games. Maybe the team played better when there was some money on the line. There might be some truth to that.
Yeah.
There might be some truth to that. Here's John. He says, Dave, my bracket says Michigan, but I wouldn't be surprised if UConn pulled it out tonight. WVU may have advanced to the NCAA tournament second round, but gone no further. All right, let's get Chef Paul in here. Hey, Paul, how you doing? What's going on?
I'm good, buddy. How are you?
I'm fine. Where are you? Are you at 1010? Where are you, man?
I am not. We're actually closed. All the restaurants are closed today. We gave everybody a couple of day weekend, and Carrie and I drove to Columbus, and we're actually driving on our way back right now.
Well, I tell you what, your cell service is perfect. You sound great. You sound really good.
Well, thank you. So we actually pulled over because we're on 33, and I was like, I know it's spotty. We had 5 bars, so I'm on the side of the road right now.
There you go. Well, you can tell her I'm not going to keep you long. Hey, I did want to ask you about this. I saw this story at Axios this weekend. There is a new trend where several restaurants and bars are barring phones. And this is happening, let me see here. 11 states now have individual restaurants or bars with some form of phone restriction or a digital detox incentive. D.C. has 5 places. Others are in Arizona, California, Illinois, Massachusetts, Tennessee, and North Carolina, New York, and Texas. So what's your first reaction to that? The idea that a restaurant could be phone-free?
I think it's a great thing. I mean, there's not an evening that goes by where someone doesn't put their phone on, silent. Or the worst thing is, FaceTiming somebody or talking in the restaurant with somebody on speaker. Like, I don't get that. We actually tried to do it at Barcadas pre-COVID. We had a box that was like in the middle of the table that was supposed to be for your phone. So, it was like we started at the family table and kind of evolved it. No one really did it, but I do think it is a good, it's a great idea. I mean, we talk about it all the time with service and with the food. We want to kind of be the secondary thing to people enjoying themselves, whether it's a business dinner, whether it's a family dinner, whether it's just friends or, meeting new people. So I think there is so many times where I walk up to a table and there's 3 people sitting there and they're all on the phone texting. And I'm like, are you guys texting each other?
The flip side to this, and I talked to a couple other people about this particular topic before the show started today. A lot of people don't like to be told what to do. They think that if they I'm breaking this to you, right? That somebody goes into a restaurant and suddenly there are rules about what devices they can be in. They're going to bypass that and maybe go to the next place. What do you think about that?
I think that's 100% spot on. It doesn't matter how good of an idea or novel or, sensible those ideas are. People just are going to people. People don't want to be told what to do. People are going to say something and then it'll go viral. And, those are the things, we always kind of have to be very in the middle with a lot of these things. Of course, I have gone up to someone and said, can you please put your phone on vibrate? Or could you please step outside if you want to FaceTime or whatever it is. I mean, I love when people want to take pictures of the food and post something. That's great. Well, not all the time great. But, I think that phones are now even more of a part of our lives than maybe we realize. Maybe we need, I would like people to check out just a little bit, unplug and enjoy dinner. But, hey, that's just me.
Some of the numbers on this are really unbelievable. That the normal American checks their phone 144 times a day and spends 4.5 hours on their devices. You know what? It's some in some sort of situations like where you talked about you would go to a table and all 4 or 5 people who are there and they're waiting for their meal or whatever, they're all checking their phones at the same time. It's really unusual these days to be in that sort of kind of a interaction where somebody is not on their phone. It's like, what? Did you lose your phone? Why don't you have a phone? It's your go-to move when you don't have anything to say.
Yeah, I think we're all on our phones a little too much. I'm definitely guilty of it 100%. Carrie's sitting next to me nodding her head yes. It's probably my new addiction, but, we'll see how that goes.
Hey, did you get a chance to read any of the articles I sent you today? Or are you driving or is she driving?
I'm driving, but we're pulled over. I'm being safe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I sent you an article today about Chipotle and what they do with their leftover food. And I wanted to bring this topic to you because you own all kinds of different places where food is served. And I'm sure the rules are different in terms of what gets thrown out and how you do it. So let's talk a little bit about that. For somebody who's not familiar with the restaurant business, you're closed for the night. What happens to the old food?
So we do most of our things a la carte. So, obviously we cool sauces properly. So let's say we've got our Polly's, let's say. We've got meatballs that are already made and heated. We've got sauces that are already made and heated. We cool those down, and we use those maybe that's kind of the starter for the next day's sauce. Nothing that would hurt the quality. We make sure we cool it down properly, heat it up properly. As far as 10-10 goes, most of the stuff we do is what we call à la minute or at the minute. So there really isn't a ton of food waste per se, unless there is some leftovers from catering. Now with that, we do family meal every day. So, we cook for our team every day. We sit down, we do pre-shift, we eat together, we talk about things that are going on in the world and in the restaurant. So a lot of times that's how we repurpose things, is we eat them. But if you're in a very large operation, a hotel, something like that, I could say something like Man-A-Meal, something like, a soup kitchen, those types of things would be a great outlet for that. But you just have to make sure you're doing it you're sending it to a reputable place that also understands food safety, because the last thing you want to do is the food come from you gave it was wholesome, and then they serve it in a week and it's not, or they don't heat it properly. So it is kind of that double-edged sword.
You know what? We're starting to get some questions rolling in for you, Paul, but I just wanted to ask you about this, to go down the road with this just one step farther. When I was in high school, one of the first jobs I ever had was working at Kentucky Fried Chicken. So I worked at the KFC, and if you closed, man, that was like whatever was left, you got to take home. So I would be like bringing boxes of chicken home, and I would be eating it, at like 1 o'clock in the morning, that kind of stuff. Now, that doesn't happen anymore, right? In fast food, they have different rules, don't they?
I would say they do have different rules. Sometimes they do have to batch things. At Bad Happy, we'll cook 10 orders of pork or 10 orders of beef, something like that, hoping that we'll sell it within 5 or 10 minutes, right? So you're thoughtfully batch cooking to where, you're not going to heat things from scratch every time. You're not going to fry every order of fried chicken at the minute, right? So especially during peak times, like let's say between 5 and 7 o'clock, on a normal day. So I would say they have gotten a lot better at that, a lot more dialed in, especially with all of the technology that we have now. But it definitely still happens.
So, Matt, I see you laughing in there. You just like the mental image of younger me, just like jamming KFC in the middle of the night.
Yes.
Oh, man.
I wish there was photographic evidence of this.
Oh, yeah.
I'd give anything to go back to those days. Paul, let me ask you this. Here's a listener question for you. 304-282. Hey, Paul, is it worth to bake your own bread as a restaurant owner? Is it worth it?
I think that depends, right? That depends on how much you're using the bread. That depends on what kind of bread it is. Some breads are a lot harder and a lot more expensive. It also takes some expertise. When you bake bread, it depends on, bread is a living organism, right? So you got to think about how warm it is outside, how cold it is outside, all of these things. So I would say buy from a local bakery but if you want a specific kind of bread for a specific kind of application, then heck yes, absolutely. When you can, definitely bake or do in-house.
All right, got another list. This sounds like a text message from somebody who knows you. 304-541. Hey, Dave, just wondering if Chef Paul's favorite cooking experience was the annual Shadow Hills Pig Roast.
Oh, man, absolutely. That's where I cut my teeth. We stayed up. The parents would watch the pig in air quotes, right? Which means that they would drink a little bit of wine and a little bit of bourbon. The kids would run crazy, probably pick, before we should. Man, absolutely, Brent. I would say that is, it might be either Jason or Brent that's setting this. And those were the best. Those Memorial Day weekends are some of the best memories that I have cooking.
Finally, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago about restaurants that use microwaves and your thoughts on that. And I sent you a note that people, from an article, that people would be shocked at the amount of stuff that gets cooked at Applebee's on the microwave, including broccoli, which is kind of creepy. Yeah. And there's a quote here that uses the phrase you use, from one of their former managers. It says, quote, "I managed an Applebee's. Chef Mike was in use for a lot of items, like the pasta and all the sauces."
Yeah, I could definitely see that. And that's where, I think some of these large chains, if they don't stick to their basics and how they got there, you can cut corner, go public, and then have to answer to stockholders, cut corners, profitability, those kinds of things. And also possibly labor shortages. You never know what happens and why, but then you wake up, and down the road and you're like, gosh, when did Chef Mike, when do we have 7 microwaves in our kitchen, right?
Right. Hey, got to leave it there. Hey, Paul, thanks for pulling over in a great spot. Keep this spot wherever you are right now in mind for the future, okay? Because your phone was excellent.
Thanks, guys. Always a pleasure.
All right, Chef Paul Smith, where we talk about food prep, the restaurant business here in West Virginia, every Monday at the top of the 4 o'clock hour. Tell you what, let's take a break. The Entertainment Report is coming up next. And don't forget, Kristyn Burtt's got the Hollywood Dirt in about 10 minutes. Stay tuned.
Don't forget about our podcast.
Check out your favorite podcast provider
Or simply go to WVMetroNews.com and click on the podcast link.
This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law.
On Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
All the sports West Virginia is talking about.
Nikki Izzo-Brown, coach of the nationally ranked WVU women's soccer team.
I think they're just having a very good understanding of each other.
Join Kyle Wiggs, Brett Howe, and Coach Hunter weeknights for Sportsline on Metro News Television. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at WVMetroNewsTV.com.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off, or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
There's often an assumption that my nasal congestion, my sneezing, my runny nose, these are just things that I have to live with. A lot of times patients will tell me, I've tried every allergy medication, every nasal spray, I've done it all, doc. And then I'll frequently say, what about this? You need to come to the WVU Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center. If those things haven't worked, there are new options, new treatments. There's probably something we can do to help. You don't just have to live with those symptoms.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content.
Download now.
Touchdown! Matters.
Candy maker Reese's announced that after complaints from its founder's grandson, it will return to using chocolate instead of a chocolate compound coating. Not to be outdone, the grandson of the Peeps founder wants to go back to real skin.
New Jersey officials are warning residents to secure garbage cans as black bears come out of hibernation looking for food. Ah, New Jersey. No one steals our precious garbage.
A top FEMA official revealed in an interview that he once mysteriously teleported to a Waffle House 50 miles away, which is a phenomenon better known as drunk driving.
All right, 428 on the show. Don't forget Kristyn Burtt and the Hollywood Dirt coming up in about 5 minutes. But now it's time for Talkin' TV and more. Here are the latest entertainment headlines today from ABC.
ABC Entertainment News.
The Super Mario Galaxy movie has soared to the top of the box office.
Toad, pack our things.
Let's go. The Mario Brothers sequel brought in $130 million domestically its opening weekend, the largest domestic debut this year.
The wedding is this Saturday.
The drama earned $14.4 million its opening weekend and became A24's third biggest opening day. The dark romantic comedy stars Zendaya and Robert Pattinson as an engaged couple whose wedding week is derailed by a shocking confession.
The miracle of miniaturization.
The Miniature Wife will premiere on Peacock this Thursday. Elizabeth Banks and Matthew McFadden play Lindy and Les, a couple that must reevaluate the imbalances in their crumbling marriage after a technological accident shrinks Lindy down to 6 inches. Happy birthday to Paul Rudd. The actor-producer turns 57 today. Chuck Severson, ABC News.
Chuck, thank you. In news from media, Paramount Plus has ordered a new reality series entitled Teen Moms, executive produced by Kim Kardashian's company. The show will spotlight the competitive world of youth baseball at legendary Prep Academy in Scottsdale, Arizona. Cameras will follow the academy's coaches, the founders, the families, and their teenage sons who make up the team's starting lineups. And Amazon MGM Studios has set April 23rd, 2027 for the wide theatrical release of the new Spaceballs sequel, the comedy that began with Mel Brooks' 1987 sci-fi parody. Brooks, Rick Moranis, Daphne Zenga, Bill Pullman, they're all planning to return for the movie. Let's take a break, and Kristyn Burtt's got the Hollywood Dirt next. This is Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Virginia Metro News, I'm Jeff Jenkins. An incident commander of the Upper Big Branch mine disaster that took place 16 years ago this week in Raleigh County says it didn't take long to realize there would be many victims.
Within the first 7 minutes is when the first man trip come out from underground, and there was 9 guys on it. 2 of them were, their lives were permanently affected by this, and there were 7 of them that was unresponsive. And then that was the first, 7 minutes of arriving. I knew it was going to be bad at that point.
David Hodges, a guest earlier today on Metro News Talk Line. 29 coal miners were killed at UBB. An annual memorial service was held outside the Raleigh County Courthouse in Beckley earlier today. State Division of Highway says it hopes to have both lanes of Diana Drive and Webster Springs, the entrance to Webster County Memorial Hospital, back open by tomorrow. A weekend rock slide blocked the entrance to the hospital. One lane reopened Saturday. DOH spokesman Rusty Marks says there's still some work to do.
Got one lane reopened, but there's a really, really big rock that fell in the middle of that, and we're going to have to bust it up before we can haul it out of there.
There's been some work previously done on that embankment that continues to cause some problems. Logan High graduate Peyton Ilderton has played her last game at Marshall, Saturday's WNIT championship over Illinois State. She says it was a great year.
I'm a believer in that if you're having fun, you're going to produce out there. And I think my smile probably said it every game out there. I had a blast on the season.
You're listening to Metro News for 40 years, the voice of West Virginia.
Come on, Liam, let's go. Get open. Come on, go for it. Wake up, Liam. Oh, come on, use your head. Gotta want it. Dominate.
There he goes again. Liam's dad yelling from the stands, trying to relive his glory days.
I know. We're just trying to have fun out here and play with our friends. Like, it's not that deep.
He seriously needs to get a grip.
Does he really think he's helping Liam play better?
I feel bad for Liam. I know he's embarrassed his dad ruins every game like this. I mean, I would be too.
Someone needs to tell him this isn't about him.
Yeah, stop trying to coach from the stands and just cheer.
That's what Liam wants.
That's what we all want.
Be your student's biggest fan, not their biggest critic. This message presented by the WVSSAC and the West Virginia Athletic Directors Association.
West Virginia University has announced the hiring of a new dean for the Eberly College of Arts and Sciences. Clayton Thine comes to Morgantown from the University of Kentucky College of Arts and Sciences, where he serves as the Associate Dean of Academic Affairs. He'll start July 1st. The emergency crews in Berkeley County say a pilot of a small plane chose a road in the Inwood area for an emergency landing on Saturday. There were no injuries reported. We have a photo at WVMetroNews.com. From the Metro News Anchor Desk, I'm Jeff Jenkins.
Every day, we fight to preserve magnificent places and wildlife, to keep our water and air safe, and to advance clean energy and combat climate change. We're Earth Justice, a national legal nonprofit fighting for your right to a healthy environment. We're Earth Justice, and we're here because the Earth needs a good lawyer. No one fights and wins more cases on the environment than we do. Want to join us in this fight? The time is now. Go to earthjustice.org today. That's earthjustice.org.
All right, welcome back to the show. 26 minutes till the hour. You know what? I'll tell you what, man. We've had some fun. We can do this show without Coop. Have you had any trouble making contact with any of our outstanding guests like Kristyn Burtt?
No, the only trouble I had is the time that I played the question of the day sounder 3 times. Now, you faked me out on the first time.
I did.
And then my finger just went bloop the second time.
Yeah. Well, that was my ADD just kicking in. I was talking about one thing and then suddenly remembered I had to talk about something else.
Yeah, it's all right.
That's okay. Kristyn Burtt's got the Hollywood dirt. Kristyn, how you doing today?
Doing well. How are you?
Did you have any trouble with Matt making contact with you as opposed to Coop?
No, actually, Matt was on top of it. I was the one who was the mess of wait, let me make sure that my microphone's all hooked up. So he was on top of it.
All right. There is so much stuff to talk about. Let's go ahead and talk about Artemis 2, okay? And Netflix trying to get into the party as well with live coverage today. Was it like CNN or the other channels that basically have been following this shot to the moon? Because I forgot he was even on Netflix. How did it go?
It went really well. I was impressed. I was watching the feed while I was working because I found it very fascinating. What I loved the fact was that they were explaining what was happening. And then they would say, hey, you might not know what this scientific term is. This is what it does, or this is why the astronauts are doing what they're doing right now. So it was a great, I don't know, I kind of felt like I was back in junior high and going back to, an astronomy lesson. It was really fantastic. So I was glad that they were doing it because I feel like we've ignored a lot of the space race over the last decade. And I love that Netflix is jumping in on this.
You know what? There's a whole segment to do here about when you're a kid and they roll the TV in on a cart and you all watch the space stuff together. I know a lot of us have experienced that, or maybe not, because it's been such a long time that there's been such a significant, spectacular mission to space.
Absolutely. Now, I grew up in New England, of course, and in the era of Kristyn McAuliffe. So that was really a big deal because Kristyn McAuliffe, who was supposed to be the first teacher in space, was from New Hampshire. So we had a lot of coverage during that era, even though I was very young. I think her memory still lives on. I think a lot of people still talk about her legacy. And I think now, hopefully, kids will get interested in space again. I feel like there's been a little lack of it. Maybe even Ryan Gosling's movie will get people back into the whole idea of space, even with Hollywood.
Hey, here's one thing, and I did not see this coming. When SpaceX got bigger and bigger and as a pirate company took over so many of these projects, I was watching a lot of live coverage of SpaceX launches on YouTube, and for their programming, the people who were hosting the show were really, really super young. So it gave you kind of like, it was kind of a shock to the system where I can remember, Walter Cronkite trying to talk about the moon landing. On the SpaceX broadcast, it was like MTV meets space. It was really, really super young, and it seemed like that was the demographic they were going after.
Oh, I'm sure it's absolutely who they want to go after. And you're probably thinking, wait, Gen Z? Wait, we have Gen Z reporters now?
Yeah.
I mean, we're almost into Gen A at a certain point. They'll be taking over before long. So it really is fascinating to see how this is going to evolve. And I do love that Netflix is making it accessible to so many people.
This also continues the process that Netflix more and more is dipping their toe into live events, right?
Yes. And not only just like live sports, but we're talking about science. We've talked about, comedy. And I think that, it's starting to feel like news is next. Do you think that they'll start their own news channel?
Who knows?
Who knows, right?
It really. Well, remember when we had the last election, Amazon tried to do election coverage, and the postmortem on that was kind of mixed. There's already so many places to get live news and to do live news really, really well.
But I feel like Ted Sarandos is probably dipping his toe into it somehow. He'll find a way. They do every single time. Podcasts are already on there. So what's next?
Well, that's true. And they do want to get you into that Netflix universe and keep you there, right? They don't want you going other places.
100%. They don't want you to go over to Disney Plus or Amazon or anything else.
So I'm talking about how news covers itself. What do you think about the Savannah Guthrie return today? So she returned to the Today Show this morning after being gone for 2 months, and we've talked about the reasons why multiple times in this segment. So how did it go?
I think it went exactly as you would expect. It was nice to see her face again. It was also very sad knowing what's been going on in her personal life. She really kept it together. The opening of the show, like, it's good to be back. I am so happy to be home, because I'm sure that she feels personally it's nice to be back into her routine. The same time when she went out into the plaza to greet some of the fans, a lot of them had beautiful signs honoring not just Savannah, but also her mother. And of course, as you can imagine, there were a lot of tears. And so I think it's going to be a roller coaster for her. And it's been said that NBC is going to kind of roll with her on this. Like, are you feeling this? Do you not want to do this segment? So I think that she could be in and out depending on what's happening with her mother, Nancy Guthrie's case.
Yeah, that's really a good point, because we know so much about the Nancy Guthrie situation and Samantha Guthrie now. And I don't have to tell you, obviously, the Today Show is so important to NBC and the affiliates. They make so much money on it, and they have for decades. And despite the inroads that ABC's made with Good Morning America, NBC still wins the morning ratings race with the Today Show. But that's a really interesting point you make about Savannah Guthrie going forward. I mean, there are people who are obviously very sympathetic to her situation, but in a lot of cases, man, people are just doing like a flyby with the morning news. They want to know the weather because they got to get out, go to work, and go to school. I don't know if we're going to run into like a Savannah Guthrie fatigue situation going forward.
Yeah, I think that there's interest now. And, how long do you keep talking about the case? Obviously, it feels like a cold case even 2 months later. And of course, you hope that her mother is found. But also, NBC needs Savannah in that seat, too, because she is a part of the reason that anchor team is such a success. They were talking about advertising dollars. They earn well over $200 million a year on this show.
All right,
I was astonished in 2026 that we're at that still high number.
Oh, yeah, it's huge. It's just been a huge moneymaker for NBC forever. All right, let's talk a little bit about Stephen Colbert. I was talking to one of the producers of the show that precedes mine about this when I saw the promo that Oprah is coming on Colbert, I think this week. That's a sure sign we're coming to an end, all right? We're coming to an end. This is going to be wrapping up on in May, and what had been rumored to be replacing it was finally officially announced today.
Yes. So Colbert's last show is May 21st, which I feel like for so long it felt like, oh, it's not until next spring. Well, we are officially in the spring. It is Byron Allen's comedy talk show, Comics Unleashed. A lot of people have probably watched it over the years in syndication. It's going to be airing back-to-back episodes beginning at 11:35 on CBS from Monday through Friday. And then at 12:37 a.m., beginning on May 22nd, they're going to do a comedy game show, Funny You Should Ask, hosted by John Kelly.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, let's talk a little bit about the Byron Allen situation. This is really kind of unique in a couple of respects. First of all, CBS has got to be loving this because even though the Colbert Show got great ratings, the best of the late night shows, it was still a really expensive show to produce. And the audience who watch these shows late night has definitely fallen off for a lot of reasons. I mean, a lot of people just watch the clips on YouTube. But this Byron Allen situation is a little bit different because Byron Allen is basically buying time on CBS, right? So they're going to make money on this situation, and it's going to be up to Byron Allen to sell the ad time.
Absolutely. And if anyone knows Byron Allen, a lot of people may know him as a stand-up comedian. He is a media mogul now.
He's got all the money.
All the money in the world. It is unbelievable what he has created. He's created an empire pretty much from the ground up. And he launched Comics Unleashed 20 years ago. There is already an audience there for it. So, the shows are already produced by his group. He serves as executive producer, and this is his buying time. This is such a win for CBS in the long run, even though it's sad for late night. It's sad for the history of late night and what that means to the networks. But at the same time, this is a financial win for CBS.
And, if you followed the career of Byron Allen, I mean, literally, he was thinking about buying his own network just a couple of years ago, right? Wasn't he a player in like a network acquisition?
Yeah, he was trying to buy some of the ABC affiliates for a certain time. He has really been trying to make his empire even bigger. And, the one thing about Byron Allen, don't ever count him out. I have a feeling in the next 5 years, he'll become an even bigger player in this media landscape, especially as things start to merge and become one big studio. Byron Allen is probably someone to keep your eye on.
Hey, I want to wrap this with a story you sent me about Lisa Kudrow of Friends, where she's making headlines in a lot of places today, talking about the fact that she felt like as a member of the cast of Friends that nobody cared about her. And so I don't know who it was, but somebody referred to her as the sixth friend, like the fifth Beatle or one of those things. That made me laugh. But I'm really sorry that she felt that way, but her career's really worked out pretty well.
Yeah, it was funny that to me, just perspective wise, that she felt that because first of all, she was the first cast member to win an Emmy. She won Outstanding Supporting Actress in 1998. But she said she didn't feel like she got that immediate boost in her career the way some of the other cast members did with getting film opportunities and things like that. But we know that she has Romy and Michelle's High School Reunion, which is an absolute classic. She did 2 movies with Robert De Niro, Analyze This and then Analyze That.
Right.
She went on to her HBO series The Comeback. And I honestly feel that she has one of the more successful careers compared to maybe some of the men. I mean, David Schwimmer has been off the landscape. He kind of comes and goes as he pleases. We've lost Matthew Perry, of course, and Matthew LeBlanc. Again, really not on the landscape right now.
Yeah, that's true. And when you look at the women in the Friends period, I mean, Jennifer Aniston just cast such a huge shadow. It was kind of difficult for anybody to emerge from that.
Absolutely. Not only in her professional life, but also in her personal life, which everyone took an interest in when she married Brad Pitt and then they divorced. She couldn't escape that. But I feel like Courtney Cox has really stayed in the pop culture zeitgeist over these years. She has Scream to thank. She had Cougar Town. So I feel like the women have fared better than the men overall.
All right. Got to leave it there. Kristyn Burtt's got the Hollywood Dirt. We'll do this again next Monday at the bottom of the 4 o'clock hour. Have a great week.
You too. Thank you.
All right. Kristyn Burtt. So there you go, Matt. I mean, so Lisa Kudrow thought of herself as the sixth friend, and then you've got the fifth Beatle, and I guess on our network I would be like the third Dave, right? That would make me the third Dave.
Yeah, the Dave Network on MetroNews, as I call it. You are the third Dave of the day.
Third Dave of the day. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back and get into the On This Date file in a moment.
MetroNews Hotline, presented by Salango Law, will return right after these messages.
There's often an assumption that my nasal congestion, my sneezing, my runny nose, these are just things that I have to live with. A lot of times patients will tell me, I've tried every allergy medication, every nasal spray, I've done it all, doc. And then I'll frequently say, what about this? You need to come to the WVU Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center. If those things haven't worked, there are new options, new treatments. There's probably something we can do to help. You don't just have to live with those symptoms.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
You want to know what West Virginia is talking about?
It's good to be back in Morgantown today.
Now it's different.
I think it's mostly just business.
What I voted for and what I think makes the most sense.
Well, Dave, this has been a bit of a controversy.
I want to thank the caller last week that said I sounded like Hoppy Kercheval. That was flattering.
Join Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows Monday through Friday for Talkline on Metro News Television.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
Stay connected to what's happening today in West Virginia.
What about this or what about that? And it just went back and forth. And I was just the guy reading the text. Okay, so what's your take on the whole thing?
Well, now you just get me fired up. Now
right.
you just
okay. So I'm gonna turn on. I'm gonna run down to Wendy's and grab a burger, and I'll be back.
Join Dave Allen weekdays for midday on Metro News Television.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
All right, welcome back to the show. 5 o'clock hour. Coming up in about 10 minutes. And Carl Lee's going to be here, the former NFL All-Pro defensive back of the Vikings and the Saints. If you got a question for Carl, you can send me stuff for Carl. We'll be talking football, but we'll be talking about a whole bunch of stuff as well. The text line here is 304-TALK 304, 304-8255-304. That's coming up in about 15 minutes. All right, let's get into the On This Date file, and we will start with the birthdays. And as usual, we will start with the sports birthdays. Speaking of Carl Lee, how about one of his best pals, Sterling Sharp, having a birthday today? Hall of Famer. He's got that gold jacket. 5-time All-Pro in the Hall of Fame, as I mentioned. Great career with the Packers. Sterling Sharp is 61 years old today. Brett Boone had a nice career with the Mariners, with the Reds. 57 years old today. Tim Hasselbeck, former quarterback at BC, spent a long time in the NFL, ESPN broadcaster, 48 years old today. Oh, here you go, Notre Dame fans. John Hewart having a birthday today. He's 82 years old. He's in the College Football Hall of Fame. He won the Heisman Trophy in 1964 Let's flash back to the Irish and Navy going at it in Philadelphia in 1964.
John Hewitt drops back and looks for his favorite target, Jack Snow. He finds him, and Snow takes it for the score. Notre Dame adds another touchdown for a 40-0 thrashing of Navy. The victory keeps Notre Dame's record unblemished after 6 games and could boost the Fighting Irish to the top in the national rankings.
There you go. John Hewitt won the Heisman in 1964. He's 82 years old today. Oh, man, Pirate fans are going to love this. Burt Blyleven, Hall of Fame pitcher. He's in Cooperstown. 2-time World Series champ with the Pirates in 79 and then with the Twins in 1987, over 3,700 career strikeouts, 287 wins. Born in the Netherlands, he's 75 years old today. Let's flash back. October 5th, 1979, he strikes out the Reds' Cesar Geronimo, the final out of the 1979 National League Championship Series at Three Rivers.
The crowd pulling for Blyleven to end it. Nobody on, 2 away, 9th inning. It's over. He strikes out Geronimo, his 9th strikeout of the game.
There you go, Burt Blyleven. Man, fans running on the field there at Three Rivers that night. 75 years old today. Happy birthday. Zach Braff from Scrubs is 51 years old today. Mary Lou Henner from Taxi, 74. Billy D. Williams, 89 years old today. Candace Cameron Bure, Full House, Fuller House. DJ is 50 years old today, believe it or not. Birth anniversaries, Merle Haggard, born on this date in 1937. He died in 2016. Events on this date include WrestleMania 30 at the Superdome in New Orleans. Daniel Bryan defeats Batista in the triple threat title match.
Daniel Bryan, Nina Batista, come on Bryan, yes Lord, come on Daniel, tap out Batista, no way, Batista's gonna tap, he did it, you got it, the miracle kid, a miracle on Bourbon Street.
There you go, WrestleMania 30 on this date in 2014. From golf, it's Masters Week, obviously. 1958 at Augusta National, Arnold Palmer wins the first of his 4 green jackets. 1 stroke ahead of Doug Ford and Fred Hawkins, the first of his 7 major titles.
Arnold Palmer, 3 putts the final green for a last round 73 and tournament score of 284. He's the man to beat. He gets congratulations from Ken Venturi and then sweats it out. The leaders are up to an hour behind him. Fred Hawkins and defending champ Doug Ford play up to the green, needing birdies to tie. And each barely misses. Down is safe for the youngest winner of the Masters, and ex-champ Ford helps new champ Palmer into the green coat of the Masters.
And our musical birthday to the break today. Warren Hayes of the Allman Brothers Band is 66. The 5 things to know at 5 o'clock in sports are coming up next.
This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on MetroNews, the voice of West Virginia.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up
The conversation starts long before the game.
He doesn't do this to other guests, but every time I'm on here, he creates distractions.
Disrespectful.
With his phone. I mean,
I have to have the phone on in case Pete Thamel breaks another story.
Join Tony Carini, Brad Howe, and Hoppy Kercheval for Three Guys Before the Game. Metro News Television, available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at wvmetronews.com.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. Take your pick from our massive selection. Now up to $5,500 off select new Acadias and 3.9% for 60 months. The great deals continue with our large selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
There's often an assumption that my nasal congestion, my sneezing, my runny nose, these are just things that I have to live with. A lot of times patients will tell me, I've tried every allergy medication, every nasal spray, I've done it all, doc. And then I'll frequently say, what about this? You need to come to the WVU Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center. If those things haven't worked, there are new options, new treatments. There's probably something we can do to help. You don't just have to live with those symptoms.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and Pivotal.
Sports headlines at 5 o'clock. It's the national championship for college basketball tonight. Michigan favored over UConn. Major League Baseball, Pirates will host the Padres. The Reds are at the Marlins. They're opening up the Trop in St. Pete today for the first time in more than a year. After the roof was blown off, the Rays lead the Cubs 3-2. They're in the top of the third. And Michael Malone, according to ESPN, is going to take the job at North Carolina. This is Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Hoppy Kercheval, 5:55 a.m. How early did you get in that day, by the way?
Probably 3:30.
How long did you do sign-on shift?
I signed on like 7 years.
Not all.
6 days a week for 7 years.
Lightweight.
I know. Couldn't do it now. Now when I wake up at 3:30 is to go to the bathroom. And go back to bed.
Welcome to the 2 o'clock hour, Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com on a Wednesday, and I apologize because Stephanie Pauly is our producer, one of the producers of the show, and normally she has everything. We have a thing we call the run sheet, when we have who we're calling and what we're doing and so on. And so, and Stephanie, I don't even know whether you know this, I did the run sheet today, and I put the wrong date on. I put 2025 on it, because how many of us in modern day actually write the date out anymore? I mean, you did it when you were in school, you did it back when people wrote checks and whatever. This may have been the first day that I have written the date down, and I was responsible for putting together the sheet. And my co-host, the lovely and talented AB, starts the show by saying January 24th, 2025, because she read it directly off the sheet. And it is indeed the year of our Lord, 2026.
Oh, yeah, he did find something out. Something, you're related to Thomas Jefferson?
Well, no, I'm not related to Thomas Jefferson, but I am related to Samuel Kercheval, who was a historian who
I'm going to tell you something about Samuel Kercheval. Him and Jefferson out smoking corn silk. Kercheval told him, Thomas, I don't know about this country. Might want to start again.
He quit.
So I don't have a monitor here, so I really can't see what happens at the beginning of the show. So at what point do I pop up? When the music starts and Mr. Announcer comes on?
Yeah.
So they see all the little panic things that I do that I'm still in the process of setting up?
Yes. They see you shuffle about uncomfortably. They see you blow the dust off your headphones. They see you put in like 2 cough drops at the same time.
Oh, yeah. I don't do 2 at the same time. Yeah. Okay. All right. I don't know that. I should probably. Now, these shows are archived, right? So I can go back and watch them.
Yes.
So I could like live this show in real time and then go home and, when I say something to Linda like, hey, did you hear when I did this? And I don't watch it. Well, let's get in front of the TV and watch me do it again for 3 straight hours.
Yes, it's archived just like the audio podcast.
Ah, that's right.
And see, this is the thing that gets the NCAA in trouble. Excuse me. When it goes to court here. Is there a clock or not? Greg, we talk about the clock all the time. If he began in 2019, the clock should have run out, whether he's played the 4 years or not. And that's part of the argument because some guys go right through the clock, right? TJ Finley, we've mentioned many times on this show. 7th team coming up this year. He's playing for Incarnate Word. He's played 7 seasons at 7 different schools. Now, why hasn't his clock started? Why doesn't he have the 5-year clock? So if you're Aguilar, I get it.
He just bounced him off the ropes. Somebody save this man. Oh, my Lord. Oh. Very nice, very nice. He hit him with everything he didn't want.
Ten seconds remaining.
Going to be a direct snap here.
Snap back. It's Tyler. Tyler fakes the run. He throws. He's got an open man. Pass caught 10. 5. End zone. It's a touchdown. Pulled in by Nestor. 3 seconds left.
Are you kidding me with the play call right there by Kevin Whiteman? Again, forget the game-winning field goal. Whiteman says, we're going to try and win this thing right now. The direct snap to Tyler sucked everybody up, and Nestor slips behind. What an unbelievable gutsy play call, and then perfect execution by these Falcons.
Things aren't always going to be great. And sometimes, you can work really, really hard and it's still not great. You're still not successful. But, if you continue to do it, one way or another, things are going to be work out. You're going to be successful. And it may not be in the world's eyes, but, God's made us this way. He's blessed us with so many things. And I think that's one of our attributes that we need to have is we're going to continue to work. We're going to continue to work hard. And if it doesn't work out exactly how we want, just keep plugging away because God's got better plans.
This is MetroNews Hotline, presented by Salango Law. MetroNews Hotline is a 3-hour audio tour navigating the world of sports, news, entertainment, tech, and more from a Mountain State point of view. Hotline is a no politics zone. You can join the conversation. Text the show at 304-825-5304. 304-TALK-304. Here's the host for MetroNews Hotline, Dave Weekly.
All right, welcome back to the show. Hour number 3, 5:06 in West Virginia. Time to get this hour going on MetroNews Hotline. Thanks so much for tuning in today, folks. I really do appreciate it. Oh, look who's here. Oh, man. Matt, I always give Carl Lee such a hard time for being color coordinated, but clothes do make the man.
Well, I mean, the Herd ladies won the WNIT this weekend. Got to rep the Herd gear here,
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I've never seen that Herd Bros shirt before. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. I don't even know I don't know where I get this. Like, I don't know where I got it from.
That's got to be like a 2X, man. Look how long that is on the sleeves.
No, it's an XL.
It's an XL?
Yeah.
See, I got arms like a crazy person, man.
You're tall.
Yeah, I got arms
like. See, and I wear an XL. I probably could wear a large, but I usually always wear an XL when it comes to
you're just
shirt.
showing off, Carl.
Just take us to the gun show here, Carl. Come on, man.
No, he's just showing off. Like ex-NFL player who can wear a large, come on.
I wasn't even thinking there, but I'm sorry.
Truth hurts there. Hey, we got a lot of stuff to get into in this particular hour. We will reset our question of the day. We'll talk to Carl. Man, I got so much stuff to talk to you about. There's so much stuff happening today. I want to get into to that with Carl. We'll play in or out at 5:25. Matt, did you see where MetroNews has its new softball rankings on the website today?
I saw baseball. I did not see the softball.
Oh, is there baseball there too? So anyway,
I do believe.
We'll get into the numbers on that. We'll do that at around 5:33 today. I want to talk to you about Lamar Jackson here in just a sec. But before we do that, let me go ahead and reset our question of the day because College Basketball National Championship is tonight. It is tonight in Indianapolis. And, of course, yesterday the Mountaineers won in the Crown Tournament in Las Vegas. But the big prize is tonight between Michigan and UConn. So the question of the day, and it is sponsored by Salango Law. Who wins the national championship tonight, Michigan or Connecticut? And secondarily, after winning the College Basketball Crown Tournament in Las Vegas, would West Virginia have advanced very far in the NCAA tournament? They won the Crown Tournament, right? You look at the Crown Tournament field, pretty strong, some brand names. You look at what happened in the NIT. Auburn felt like they had an argument to get into the NCAA tournament. They won the NIT. How would these teams that won their postseason tournaments that did not get an invitation into the big tournament, how would they have done? So that's the question. The college basketball season ends tonight with a national championship game. Question of the day, it's sponsored by Salango Law. Who wins the national title game tonight, Michigan or UConn? And after winning the Crown Tournament, would WVU advance very far in the NCAA tournament? We got some interesting responses to that. You can jump in there too. The text line here is 304-TALK, 304-304-8255-304. And a lot of you like to reach out to me on X, and I appreciate it. I'm still there for now at Weekly, WEEKLEY. One word, 3 E's, WEEKLEY. All right, let's see. 304 says Michigan's going to win tonight. Brad Arvin on X says UConn tonight. We got some text messages on that, so we'll get into that in just a bit. I wanted to ask you about Lamar Jackson, first of all, Carl. So Lamar Jackson showed up today at the voluntary offseason workout for the Baltimore Ravens.
Yep.
First workout program session today. He's trying to get on the good foot of Jesse Minter, the new head coach in Baltimore, because John Harbaugh has gone to the Giants. If you're a Ravens fan, man, you got to love this, right? He doesn't have to be there. He's done a whole bunch of stuff in his career, MVPs, relatively lacking in postseason success, but you're only one member of the football team, although you are the most important member. With all due respect, the quarterback in 2026. So I think it's pretty impressive that he showed up and showed out.
I personally think there was a motive behind it. And I think even the motive, speaks volumes. Who can't show up if he shows up? How do I sit out and he's there? There's just no way that, because at that point now, anybody who thinks that they were good, think they were great, they were a starter or whatever, that gentleman walks into the workout and you're not there, I think that's a problem.
Well, Minter said last week, according to this story at ESPN.com, Minter said last week at the league meetings in Phoenix, he didn't know whether Jackson was going to show up. On the other hand, you got 10 years in the league. You're sitting back at home and you're watching Lamar do this and you're thinking, man, I just got a new boat. I'm supposed to be my brother-in-law.
And you know.
What are you doing? What are you doing, son? What? Now I got to come in.
Players know who's not coming in. Players know there's conversation that's taking place. And the moment that you hear that name is going, I just don't know how you convince yourself that you can stay out.
Well, I got to tell you, as a Steeler fan, I don't like this at all. I don't.
It doesn't work well for you.
We don't even know who's quarterback at our team, and so the Ravens have got their star in camp for volunteer workouts. And I mean, they point out at the bottom of this article. I mean, you can say what you want about Lamar Jackson and the postseason, but his numbers are pretty impressive. I mean, he's already got a couple of MVPs, and he probably has one more that he should have won. He's 29 years old. He's currently tied for the best career passing rate and has produced the most rushing yards ever by a quarterback. This guy's rushed for over 6,500 yards in his career.
And he's got some time left.
Yeah, he's got time left. He is a handful,
Yes.
man. He is a handful. And everything's magnified with this guy, right? Yeah. Everything is magnified. I think he answers the bell pretty much when he's hurt. People want to complain about that, but I think you can take a look at multiple times when he's been out there in the field. Maybe he shouldn't have been.
Yeah,
shouldn't have been.
Do you really think that, like, when you look at today's quarterbacks holding out all these kinds of things, you know, is he the kind of the most respected quarterback that's in the league right now, based on all the positive things that he brings to the game?
I don't know. I think but the only hesitancy I would have in that would be his lack of postseason success. You know, but when you look at who comes off the sidelines that can beat you in a variety of ways, man, he's there.
Yeah,
he's there. He's so difficult to. He has no fear. One of the things I really like about Lamar Jackson is when he goes back and he steps up into the pocket and there's problems all around, he doesn't care. He doesn't care. He can dance better than any 350-pound guy. He gets out of danger probably better than any quarterback out there still at his age.
Right.
And even after all these years. He's 29.
29.
So he's right in the pocket, man.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
Yeah.
And, he's an accurate thrower as well. You and I were talking about something else NFL-related off the air, and I want to get into it here. So Sterling Sharp's having his birthday today. So did you call him to remind him congratulations on your 90th birthday?
The problem with calling him and doing anything that would be, like, kind, I can't do. I can't.
You can't do it.
I just can't do it.
No, he's actually 61. He's not 90.
Yeah, but I threw him in the 80 realm. And I wished him happy birthday for being, 84.
He looks good for his age, right?
Yes, unfortunately he does, and I got to give him all that kind of stuff. And hopefully he won't be listening to the show. Hopefully he'll miss the show today and don't hear me say anything good about him.
Hey, Matt, you worked the show where Sterling came in, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, and this is no lie, he's literally running around Charleston wearing his Pro Football Hall of Fame gold jacket.
Not only that, but there was another show that we were recording for Carl where we had to stop what we were doing so that I could get Sterling on the phone to interject in the conversation. Hijacked the whole thing. The whole thing. It was great.
Man, when he came in here and he was just wearing his gold jacket, was he doing that just to tweak you or?
No, I don't think so. I think that he was just that proud of it, and he thought that would be a thing for the show.
Okay.
And for me, and I hope he doesn't hear this, for me, I was so proud to see him here and in the jacket, because again, when all the conversations between him and Rice, I just think that, I don't know how you make that. I know it's covering both of those two, I think, unfortunately for Rice, Sterling is just he's just a different kind of guy to have to cover. He's just everything about him. He's stronger. I'm sure he's probably faster than Rice as well.
Well, first, what about the size of the guy's hands?
Oh my gosh,
he had massive hands that are like vice grips.
And he's not playing the game. And the key component here is when he's playing the game, he's having fun. Rice is not going to talk to anybody. He's not going to laugh on the field. He's not going to do any of those kind of things. He's focused, like 99.9% of guys that are doing that. John Randall was one of those kind of guys that could just run around, have fun, and play well. And to me, Sterling is the other guy that having to face him and trying to get him to shut up and and I've got to cover him too. That was to me amazing.
Well, they were both those guys were blessed to be on the receiving end of some great quarterbacks. I mean, Rice, his entire career, he had Montana and Steve Young.
Yes, that's not bad.
No, he did have that weird period at the end, right, where he left the Niners. And who did he play with? He played for the Seahawks for like 5 minutes, didn't he?
Anyway, like 3 games maybe.
His entire career. But I'm looking at the list of quarterbacks that threw passes to Sterling Sharp, and Tom Zach's on here, and Blair Keel's in there. Mikowski's in there, the Magic Man.
Yeah.
But then finally Favre arrived.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
But Favre arrived. He didn't get there until like the end of Sterling's career, right?
Right.
So, if he had played a couple more years, he probably would have had a lot more stats.
Yes, definitely. I would agree with that 100%.
So, that's an interesting dynamic about how you guys were like, you didn't play, weren't teammates.
No.
And you played in the same division. And
the Packers and Vikings was a hated game. When you're playing that, no Packer was ever going to root for the Vikings for anything, vice versa.
Yeah, and not only that, you had the fact that you were a cornerback and he was a wide receiver. Carl, you root for Godzilla, okay? You should not be friends with anybody who catches passes. But yet you guys have a good friendship.
And when he came in, one of the stories that he talked about was me talking or having him come along with us in the Pro Bowl, because I think my second one was his first one. And I wasn't thinking about like this is going to be the bond that's going to create a friendship for the rest of our life. I was just thinking like, I know how I was my first year in, so let me grab him, and he played in our division, and we at that point we probably had never really said anything, but hey man, how you doing? Da da da, dap up and play. After that, it went downhill. Went downhill for me.
Oh, that's funny. Let's take a break, and we'll come back. We'll play some in or out. Stay tuned.
You can call us at 800-765-8255. Text us at 304-825-5304. Or tweet at WEEKLEY. This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on MetroNews, the voice of West Virginia.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
All the sports West Virginia is talking about.
Nikki Izzo-Brown, coach of the nationally ranked WVU women's soccer team.
I think they're just having a very good understanding of each other.
Join Kyle Wiggs, Brett Howe, and Coach Hunter weeknights for Sportsline on Metro News Television. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at WVMetroNewsTV.com.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
There's often an assumption that my nasal congestion, my sneezing, my runny nose, these are just things that I have to live with. A lot of times patients will tell me, I've tried every allergy medication, every nasal spray, I've done it all, doc. And then I'll frequently say, what about this? You need to come to the WVU Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center. If those things haven't worked, there are new options, new treatments. There's probably something we can do to help. You don't just have to live with those symptoms.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
All right, welcome back to the show. Coop's not back until Wednesday, but the show must go on.
Onward.
The show must go on, and that means it's time for another edition of In or Out. Let's go ahead and do this thing. Every day at this time, we focus on the stuff you talk about at the office. We call it In or Out. The setup is simple. 3 categories: food or beverage, gut reaction. Finally, this one's about a celebrity, the topics of which change daily. Let's get started with food or beverage. Matt Guitar Murphy, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Because it was on this date in 1930 that Twinkies went on sale for the very first time. They originally had a banana cream filling and were sold 2 for a nickel. The idea was there was a lot of machinery that was going idle when strawberries were out of season because of strawberry shortcake. So they decided to find a way to use these machines to fire Twinkie filling into Twinkies. And so that's where it all started. Twinkies in or out.
I wish they still had the banana filling. I'd maybe at that point be slightly in, but I just can't do it.
Can't do it.
I can't do it. I have to be out.
You gotta be out. Carl, Twinkies. We saw a lot of Twinkie mentions in Ghostbusters and the movie Die Hard. Twinkies have been around forever. Deep fried Twinkies. Come with me on this journey, Carl. Twinkies in or out?
I just don't think I can.
Can't go there. Can't go. Not going to go with me on this, huh? Not going to go with me on it. Oh, man. Zombieland, Family Guy, everybody loves Twinkies. Apparently not everybody. So I'm going to be in. I'm going to be in on Twinkies. I'm not above Twinkies. All right. So let's get into the next topic here. That is a gut reaction. Oh, this is pretty good. One professor claims when you see the word "moreover" in a in any kind of a student paper, that's a giveaway that AI did the paper. All right. Chapman University professor Matt Prince warns students in a viral TikTok video that using moreover in assignments signals AI assistance in 99% certainty.
Wow.
So the professor suggests moreover has replaced a lot of the things as a primary AI detection clue. using the phrase moreover in or out?
You know, I've written a lot of papers in my lifetime. I got a master's degree. And I don't know that I've ever used the word moreover. It definitely sounds kind of robotic.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah,
ding,
so
ding, ding,
I'm in on this. I'm in, yeah.
All right, Prince told his over 700,000 viewers, Carl, that he's never heard a 20-year-old use the word moreover in a natural form. Using the phrase moreover, in or out?
I've got to be out. I don't even think I've ever used it. To be honest, so I got to be out.
Well, you can see where it would be used in some sort of a term paper. You would have a long sentence, and instead of starting another sentence, you would just comma moreover, comma, and it just continue on.
I don't know if I'd go there.
I'm not prejudiced against words, okay? And I probably have used the words moreover at some point in my life, but in this particular case, I'm going to be in on this as well. All right, finally, this one is about a celebrity. Hey, the WNBA season is right around the corner. There was a massive trade today where Angel Reese, we remember her from LSU, was traded from the Chicago Sky to the Atlanta Dream, which are partially owned by Renee Montgomery, by the way. So she's been traded for 2 first-round picks. She's only 23 years old, and she's won the WNBA rebounding crown 2 years in a row. Angel Reese, in or out?
All right, so she's been in the league for 2 years. She's averaging a double-double. She's already got 902 points in 2 seasons. She is a bit of a trash talker, but she seems to be a pretty effective player. So I will be slightly in on Angel Reese.
All right. Carl, what are your thoughts on this? Angel Reese, in or out?
I think my view of her, Matt, is that I think she's the kind of great player who creates drama in and around the team. And I think that's the reason why you get rid of her. Whether or not she knows how to change that, I don't know. I think that's part of her. So I'm going to be out.
You're going to be out?
Yes.
There's a great quote in here in this ESPN article from her from last year. Quote, "I'm not settling for the same blankety blank we did last year. We have to get good players. We have to get great players. That's non-negotiable for me. I'm willing and wanting to play with the best. I'd like to be here for my career, but if things don't pan out, obviously I might have to move in another direction." Well, the team moved her in another direction. Their stuff's in a box outside the locker room. You know what, though? I have to say, there's only a handful of players in the WNBA that'll make me watch the games. And she's one of them, and she'll sell tickets in Atlanta. I think she's probably going to be wildly popular there. I'm going to be slightly in.
But does she not know that she is that person?
Oh, yeah, she's definitely aware of that. Yeah, no doubt.
You got to be that person.
This is Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Hotline with Dave Weekly will return on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
West Virginia Metro News, I'm Morgan Pemberton. The 16-year anniversary of the underground explosion at the Upper Big Branch mine that killed 29 workers was marked Sunday during a visit at the mine in Raleigh County. David Hodges was an incident commander at the mine when it occurred. He says the community's outpouring of love during that time was remarkable.
The community support was just overwhelming. You know, you never went without food, support. You would come off the hill to go maybe grab a shower, maybe go to a meeting or whatever, and just people standing on the side of the streets or on the side of the road. Or have signs in their yard, just how they love their miners. There was numerous vigils throughout the community. The community really stood up.
You can read more at wvmetronews.com. State Delegate Adam Burkhammer was hopeful that a bill he sponsored to help youth aging out of the foster care system would have received the signature of Governor Patrick Morrisey.
Always a little disappointed when you put a lot of work into legislation and it gets to the governor's desk and he vetoes it, but I respect that's part of the process, and we're all going to keep working together, and we're going to find solutions to some really complex problems.
The bill would have provided services to the young adults until they were 21. Morrisey, in his veto message, stated the cost of the expansion, an estimated $5 million, was a lot, especially since they were providing services through other programs. You're listening to Metro News. For 40 years, the voice of West Virginia.
Let's go. Get open. Come on, go for it. Wake up. Wake up, Liam. Oh, come on, use your head. Gotta want it. Dominate.
There he goes again. Liam's dad yelling from the stands, trying to relive his glory days.
I know. We're just trying to have fun out here and play with our friends. Like, it's not that deep.
He seriously needs to get a grip.
Does he really think he's helping Liam play better?
I feel bad for Liam. I know he's embarrassed his dad ruins every game like this. I mean, I would be too.
Someone needs to tell him this isn't about him.
Yeah, stop trying to coach from the stands and just cheer.
That's what Liam wants.
That's what we all want.
Be your student's biggest fan, not their biggest critic. This message presented by the WVSSAC and the West Virginia Athletic Directors Association.
A Randolph County teen is facing DUI charges after being arrested over the weekend. 18-year-old Zachary Watson of Hudsonville has been charged with DUI with a minor, driving with an expired license, and having an open container. According to police, Watson and a 14-year-old were located at a McDonald's on Saturday. Officials said that Watson failed a sobriety test and had a registered BAC level of 0.079. He also had an opened Twisted Tea can in the backseat. Watson is being held at the Tiger Valley Regional Jail. From the Metro News Anchor Desk, I'm Morgan Pemberton.
Wounded Warrior Project helps post-9/11 veterans and their families realize what's possible. With support and resources that bring warriors together and empower them to become stronger, both inside and out.
It's possible to begin healing, to get the help you need,
to find peace. And as each warrior's needs evolve, so do we. Because these last 20 years are just the beginning. Learn more at woundedwarriorproject.org/possible.
All right, welcome back to the show. Hey, one quick follow-up to something that we were talking about, Matt, at 4:33 with Kristyn Burtt. We're talking about Byron Allen. So Byron Allen, his show, Comics Unchained, is going to replace Stephen Colbert next month on CBS in late night. And Byron Allen is buying time on CBS, and he will sell the ad time. So CBS.
Oh.
You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah. So that's how this is going to work. And I mentioned to Kristyn Burtt, didn't he try to buy a network? And one of our listeners sent me a text. He tried to buy the Weather Channel. And not only that, he tried to buy ABC and several other networks from Disney for $10 billion. He also made an offer to try to buy BET and VH1 from Paramount at the time for $3.5 billion. So he's not playing. He's not playing. I was right. I didn't have the specifics on the networks that he was trying to buy, but he has tried to buy multiple networks.
Where did he get all that money?
His show's been on syndication for a long time. He has other shows that he produces for syndication as well. But so his program's going to replace Colbert on CBS beginning next month. Question of the day. College basketball season ends tonight with a national championship game. Hotline question of the day. Who wins tonight, Michigan or UConn? And secondarily, after winning the college basketball crown tournament in Las Vegas, would WVU have advanced very far in this year's NCAA tournament if they'd gotten a bid? You can get in there, 304-TALK-304, 304-8255-304. And you can reach me on X, too, at Weekly, WEEKLEY. Speaking of WVU, tomorrow night in Morgantown, Marshall and WVU were set to play the second game this year between those two teams. That game, because of the weather in Morgantown tomorrow, has already been postponed. They will play that game on Wednesday instead. They will not play tomorrow. They will play on Wednesday at 6:30. And, of course, there's still a third and final game this season between those two teams that will be played here in Charleston coming down the pike. But so if you are planning on going to that game in Morgantown, tomorrow it won't be played because of the weather. They're going to move that game to Wednesday. Also, the Pirates are playing well. They've won 5 in a row. They're at home tonight to open up a series against the San Diego Padres. Bubba Chandler is going to get the ball for the Bucks tonight. He looked pretty good in his first start against the Reds in Cincinnati in the season opening series. And the Reds are in Miami to take on the Marlins in the first of a 4-game series tonight. So we'll see what happens. The lefty Brandon Williamson, who really did not pitch very well in the first start of the year against the Bucks last week, will try to get himself right tonight against the Miami Marlins. And I did want to mention, just in passing, I don't know how many people are really interested in this, but I spent 6 years, Carl, as a datacaster for the Tampa Bay Rays for MLB Advanced Media. So that was a period of time before I came back to be on this radio show where I spent 50 plus dates a year inside Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg. And 2 years ago, hurricane blew the roof off the thing.
Ooh.
And so they had to play all last season at Steinbrenner Field in Tampa. Today, the Rays got back into the Trop for the first time in 2 years. They are playing the Cubs this afternoon. Bottom of the 6th inning, the Rays lead the Cubs 4-3. That's the only game in the majors that's in progress at this time. And guys, the only thing I would just say briefly about this is, a lot of people like to criticize the Trop, and it's not the best venue in Major League Baseball. There's no doubt about that. But, I kind of missed the place. And, when I was watching on live television when the roof was blown off, and I thought, they are never coming back there. And
right.
after a year away and a lot of work and a lot of dedication from a lot of people, they got the thing open again today. So I just wanted to mention that. Passing.
I think there's a huge group of people that love stadiums, and you just can't. They don't want you to do anything with it. They just love it the way it is, and when you have that, I think that's a big problem.
Yeah, I really didn't think I was going to get sentimental about this until I started seeing some of the people talking about it yesterday and seeing the lights. And I'll tell you this, Florida can be a really, really hot place in the middle of the summer.
Yes.
You know what? And when it's 90 plus and super, super humid outside, to get inside the dome and see a baseball game for 3 or 4 hours is really not the worst thing.
No, it cannot be.
No, not the worst thing. More local coverage. How about this? The MetroNews Power Rankings for high school baseball debuted today. So we have got the teams that were ranked, and we'll start in Quad A, where Morgantown's number 1, followed by Jefferson, George Washington, Hurricane, Martinsburg, Washington, Cabell Midland, Hedgesville, Parkersburg, and Spring Mills. Morgantown got 6 first-place votes. Second place, Jefferson got 4 first-place votes. Jefferson's 11-0. Morgantown is 8-0. In AAA, Bridgeport is number 1, followed by Winfield, Pikeview, St. Albans, and Spring Valley in the top 5. Ripley, John Marshall, RCB, Point Pleasant, and Nitro. That's 6 through 10. This is AAA. And the first-place votes were really well distributed here early in the season. Bridgeport got 4 first-place votes, Winfield 3, Pikeview got 2, and Ripley, the Vikings, got the other first-place vote. In AA, and this is the MetroNews High School Baseball Power Rankings for week number 1. Doddridge County, number 1, followed by Charleston Catholic, Wheeling Central, Buffalo, and Frankfort, 6 through 10. This is AA. Wyoming East, Williamstown, South Harrison, Logan, and Sissonville. And in this case, the first-place votes were distributed pretty well. The Bulldogs of Doddridge County got 5 of them, 5 of the 10. Charleston Catholic got 2 first-place votes, Wheeling Central 1, and Frankfort, who finished 5th in this first poll, got 2. So that's kind of interesting. In Single A, Gilmer County is number 1, followed by Sherman, Huntington St. Joe, East Hardy, Greater Beckley Christian. That's the top 5. 6 through 10, Webster County, Summit Christian, Tigard's Valley, Cameron, and Weirton Madonna. And in terms of first-place votes, Gilmer got 7 of the 10. East Hardy got the other 3. The softball rankings came out a little bit earlier today, and we'll get into that in just a minute. One thing about the basketball game last night, the women's national championship game between UCLA and South Carolina, Carl. UCLA got up from the jump. They dominated the game, and they beat down South Carolina rather easily, won the game by 20-plus points. Is there something to be said? Because I had a stat in the 3 o'clock hour that Matt Qatar-Murphy and I touched on briefly, that when you beat Connecticut in the NCAA tournament, when you play in your next game, you are 1-10. Okay? So did South Carolina leave it out all on the floor in that game where they beat Gino Auriemma in the semifinals and didn't have anything left for UCLA, or was it just that the fact that UCLA was so much better? Or is there really something to this UConn effect that, emotionally you have to devote so much energy to that game, you've got nothing left for the next game?
There's always been the idea of the game before. If you playing a game and it's a close game, and quote, they say it takes everything out of you, and then you come back and now you got to play a championship game. It's like, ooh, how do you get the team back up? I really believe in that concept, that a tough game to get to the championship, win or lose, but winning and you're going to get to the next level, I think it does draw a lot out of you, and it requires you to try to get back up instantly, basically, to play the next day. And I think that's tough.
Yeah, I think it's really tough too. And UCLA just dominated the game last night. So the college basketball season ends tonight. Hate to see that, but all good things come to an end. But Michigan and UCLA and Michigan and UConn will play for the national championship tonight. And I don't know if the line has moved very much today. Michigan has been favored. It's still hanging in at 6.5, 146.5. Matt, when I said to you one shining moment, there you go. One shining moment, man. One. The history of One Shining Moment is pretty interesting. I don't know if you know this, Carl. Did you realize that One Shining Moment was originally written for the Super Bowl?
No.
Yeah,
I did not know
One
that.
Shining Moment was originally written for the Super Bowl, and they did not get a chance to use it because they ran out of time. So they used it for basketball. The first season they used it for basketball was 1987. If you follow me on X, I retweeted the original version of One Shining Moment and the video montage that's put to it. And they are essentially still using the same format for this. That at the beginning of the song, you see the teams run out, you see the fans, you see the band. When it sounds like there are horns coming in, they're actually synthesizers. But then you see, the ups and the downs of the whole tournament.
Right.
And you'll hear One Shining Moment at the end of the broadcast tonight. And I was looking into the history of One Shining Moment a little bit. There was a year where they pulled the plug on Luther, and they put Jennifer Hudson in there one time. A couple of years ago, and people were not happy.
Of course they were.
I was going to say.
They were not happy, so they had to bring back the original version. But that will be the last thing that'll happen at the end of the broadcast tonight. You'll hear One Shining Moment.
There are not many things in sports that will last for 40 years.
I know, it's so crazy.
Unchanged. That's
Well,
wild.
I heard a really interesting conversation this week about what would happen if you decided to do another song.
Like you can't now.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think anybody – I think the mass majority would be like, no, leave it where it is. Don't mess it up. I would think that would be a hard thing to do.
They've also done a couple of different versions, and people didn't like that. They tried to update it, and then people were like unhappy with that, so they went back to the original version. So we'll get One Shining Moment tonight.
It's pretty cheesy. I mean, it really is.
It is. But I mean, first of all, it's long. Okay.
Yeah.
It's long. So virtually everybody who participates in the tournament usually gets like a 1 or a 1.5 second cutaway, and you're watching to see where your team is. Were you happy? Were you sad? Was it a cutaway of a fan with your school's logo on their face or whatever? So One Shining Moment.
See, I don't mind it being. I don't mind it. I don't mind it being long. I don't mind it. Like I think there's like, and I can only see it from a player's side, and I'm like thinking, I'm sitting here and I'm listening to that, and I think it just does something for me.
There was so much interesting stuff in this very first version in 1987 because so many of these coaches that were involved in that, like Boeheim and Tark the Shark, and Bobby Knight was still alive. And this was the tournament where Bobby Knight was upset and he grabbed the receiver on a phone. You remember telephones?
Yeah.
Okay. Where he like slammed it down on at press row. That's all. They put that all in there. It was pretty interesting. One shining moment. Let's take a break. We'll come back with more in just a moment. One
if you have
shining
a child
moment.
who's a junior in high school in West Virginia or know someone that does, please listen up. Here's your opportunity to win a full scholarship from West Virginia Wesleyan College that includes room, board, tuition, and fees. The 19th Annual West Virginia Scholar Program is presented by ZMM Architects and Engineers and the West Virginia Farm Bureau. The deadline is May 3rd. For details, go to wvmetronews.com to apply. That's wvmetronews.com. Remember, application deadline is May 3rd.
Hi, I'm Lane Tobin and I'm a project consultant with Civil and Environmental Consultants. Growing up in West Virginia, I always dreamed of giving back to my community. That's why I chose CEC. As an employee-owned firm, we combine big company support with a close-knit culture. From stormwater management to new pedestrian trails, with every project, I see the impact we're making and I couldn't be prouder. CEC isn't just where I work, it's where I make a difference. At CEC, we engineer progress in the great state of West Virginia.
Find out what CEC can do for you. Visit cecinc.com.
This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on MetroNews, the voice of West Virginia.
There's often an assumption that my nasal congestion, my sneezing, my runny nose, these are just things that I have to live with. A lot of times patients will tell me, I've tried every allergy medication, every nasal spray, I've done it all, doc. And then I'll frequently say, what about this? You need to come to the WVU Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center. If those things haven't worked, there are new options, new treatments. There's probably something we can do to help. You don't just have to live with those symptoms.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
You want to know what West Virginia is talking about?
It's good to be back in Morgantown today.
Now it's different.
I think it's mostly just business.
What I voted for and what I think makes the most sense.
Well, Dave, this has been a bit of a controversy.
I want to thank the caller last week that said I sounded like Hoppy Kurtzwell. That was flattering.
Join Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows Monday through Friday for Talkline on Metro News Television.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Counsel, and Pivotal Ventures.
All right, welcome back to the show. Man, this has been a quick hour, Carl.
Yes, it has.
It's been a quick hour. A couple of things. You know, by the time I see you next Monday, the Masters is going to be over. You believe that? You got your clubs in the trunk?
I have not put them in there yet.
Well,
I got to go get a couple lessons before I get started again. I think.
Really?
Yeah, I think I'm going to get a couple of lessons, just
That's
to kind
smart.
of get me going.
Yeah. What's the part of your game that you struggle with?
All of it?
No, come on, Carl.
Normally it's approaching. You know, because I hadn't hit a driver off the tee. I normally would hit it like a 2-iron, which people say is hard to hit. I could hit mine, and then basically approaching, I think, is probably my worst.
You know, the one other thing we didn't. Maybe we'll talk more about this when we have more time. But one of the biggest stories in sports today is that Michael Malone, former coach of the Denver Nuggets, was named today, or will be officially named, as the new basketball coach of North Carolina. And one thing Matt and I were just briefly discussing in the 3 o'clock hour is, you know, now that college basketball in the power conferences is so much more transactional now, right? Do you think that's going to attract more former NBA coaches to the college game? Because some guys were just so great at recruiting. Now it's just sort of like, and this was brought up by Rick Barnes from Tennessee in the tournament. You know, he was making the point, usually this stuff gets figured out in a week. You identify the player that you want, you make your offer, and he either accepts it or he doesn't.
Right.
That's an awful lot like professional basketball. It is professional basketball. You think that could be a trend?
I do. I think, you know, the person that you're going to need is going to be somebody who is, quote, a recruiter that can close the deal. You got to come to my house, talk to me, and make me feel like I'm coming to the best place ever, and you're paying me.
And here's the thing, too. If you're a player at North Carolina, you're probably going to be a highly regarded player. You're probably going to get a lot of money to play at Chapel Hill. And now your coach who's coming in, you know, you get in a huddle, and he's telling you to do something, and you're looking at him, and you're thinking, well, this guy did win an NBA championship.
Right.
You know, it's not like, you know, he's trying to make his bones at North Carolina. He's already
done that.
He's already established
and
himself.
And he can help you understand what it takes to get to the league.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure they'll be talking a lot about the Crown Championship that West Virginia won over the weekend in Las Vegas. 2 of the 3 games they played went to overtime, including the championship game against Oklahoma. The guys are going to be able to split $300,000 in NIL. I wonder if we'll ever find out what they spent the money on.
No.
Do we really, Matt, do we really want to know?
We do want to know.
I got to say, I'm kind of curious about it.
That's a lot of chicken wings.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to let you find that out.
Well, and that's their right. But I couldn't help but thinking a lot about that yesterday when it was kind of confirmed they were going to win the thing in the last 15 seconds overtime. I'm like, you know, going from $100,000 to $300,000 to split that's a pretty good day.
That's a good day.
That's a pretty good day. All right, Carl. Hey, thanks for the hour. Are you taping a show today?
Nope, we're going to do it tomorrow.
Doing tomorrow?
Yep.
All right, well, I'll see you tomorrow then.
All righty.
We'll take a quick break. We'll be back to wrap it for the day in a moment.
To the big-hearted, the bold, the teachers, the growers, the builders, the change makers. We need you. We are the Peace Corps. In more than 60 countries, we go the distance to make a difference. We're volunteers, partners, communities, bringing our experience, joy, and passion to building a better world together. Are you looking for more? Then we are looking for you. Join us at peacecorps.gov.
I'm Scarlett Johansson. My family relied on public assistance to help provide meals for us. These meals fueled my involvement in theater and the arts as a child, which fostered my love for acting. The Feeding America network of food banks helps millions of people put food on the table. You can join the movement to end hunger by donating, volunteering, and advocating. Because when people are fed, futures are nourished. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/actnow.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Being blind doesn't always look how others may think.
Retinitis pigmentosa aimed to overwhelm my family.
It tried to cut me down.
I know where to find support and where I can be seen.
Innovative research, educational resources, supportive community. The Foundation Fighting Blindness is leading the charge in finding treatments and cures for blinding diseases. Learn more at fightingblindness.org. A public service message from the Foundation Fighting Blindness.
Every day, we fight to preserve magnificent places and wildlife, to keep our water and air safe, and to advance clean energy and combat climate change. We're Earth Justice, a national legal nonprofit fighting for your right to a healthy environment. We're Earth Justice, and we're here because the Earth needs a good lawyer. No one fights and wins more cases on the environment than we do. Want to join us in this fight? The time is now. Go to earthjustice.org today. That's earthjustice.org.
Need a break from the headlines and mindless drivel? MetroNews Hotline brings you that much-needed afternoon distraction, but with substance. My decades in journalism, plus a passion for everything from baseball nostalgia to the latest tech trends, mean insights you won't get anywhere else. Coop brings the pop culture know-how and good-natured ribbing, while your calls take things in surprising directions. Tune in for the lively chats that are refreshingly different. Find us from 3 to 6 weekdays on MetroNews, the voice of West Virginia.
I was proud to be a soldier.
I told the truth and got kicked out.
And so I thought to myself, I'm taking this rule down.
If you're an LGBTQ+ veteran, your memories are important too. Share your story with the Library of Congress Veterans History Project, where firsthand accounts from U.S. military veterans are preserved and made accessible for researchers and future generations. Visit loc.gov/vets to submit your stories, photographs, and documents today.
Veterans, plan ahead to ensure your loved ones are protected at the end of your life. Include a copy of your discharge papers with your will. Apply for VA life insurance. Write your healthcare decisions in a living will. Review survivors' benefits. Explore VA burial options with a pre-need application. Don't wait. Visit va.gov/plan-ahead to learn more.
All right, folks, that's going to do it for the show today. We thank you so much for listening and sending your answers to our question of the day and more. Stay tuned for the news at the top of the hour. Sportsline is on the other side. My name's Dave Weekley. I'll talk to you tomorrow, beginning at 3:06, right here on MetroNews, the voice of West Virginia.
Hotline on the MetroNews Network is presented by Salango Law, salangolaw.com. Hear Hotline weekdays from 3 until 6 on this MetroNews station or wvmetronews.com. Visit the site or your favorite podcast service for past shows and features. This has been Hotline, presented by Salango Law on MetroNews, the voice of West Virginia.